In this short time, only clear dream mosque, black ice sect, ethereal immortal pond, heaven star sect remained. But there were 5 or 6 sects below 8 stars. The rest were some solo cultivators. In this short time, only clear dream mosque, black ice sect, ethereal immortal pond, heaven star sect remained. But there were 5 or 6 sects below 8 stars. The rest were some solo cultivators. For truth realization state cultivators, only 2 from clear dream mosque, 1 from black ice sect, and Ji Ling remained. Martial sister sect leader, did I do wrong, seeing so many cultivators leave? Shan Bingfeng was disappointed and asked another clear dream mosque truth realization state female cultivator. The sect leader smiled. Martial sister, if you feel it's right, then do it. There's not right or wrong, only what should be done and what shouldn't be done. If you feel you should do it, then it's right. Mo Ming feels he shouldn't do this. He's not necessarily wrong. Doubt cultivator follows one's heart. Thank you for your teachings, martial sister. Bingfeng understands. Shan Bingfeng felt her mind state reach a level higher. She sighed to the rest of the cultivators, those Dao friends who wish to stay with me to defend against the flame. See, please stay. If not, Bingfeng won't think you did something wrong. Please enlighten us, Elder Shan. As long as not all hope is lost, we won't leave. We trust sect leader Shan and Elder Shan. We trust, City Lord, you would have a way to annihilate the spirit-devouring bugs and make it back here in time. A few cauldron-filling states answered, but no cultivators left. Most of the cultivators in the cultivation realm were selfish, but there were some who were selfless. They knew that the death of South Peace State meant that they would have nowhere to go. Instead of dying at the heartless sea, they might as well seek that sliver of chance. Of course, some cultivators remained out of respect and craze for Yi Mo. Shan Bingfeng's heart warmed. Even in the cultivation realm, there were countless cultivators who were willing to die for others. Ji Qianbei will set another defense formation here. Martial sister and I and Black Ice Sect Truth Realization State Elder will stay at the back to protect this formation. Ji Qianbei and the rest of the cultivators retreat 50 kilometers and set up the last defense formation. As soon as Shan Bingfeng said this, there was a sudden explosion. The defense formation ahead suddenly exploded. Countless terrifying flames spewed out, rushing at the people. Instantly, it crossed half the distance. Before the flames even arrived, some weaker cultivators were feeling dizzy from the heat. Not good. Everyone retreat to a safe place. We don't have time to set up a formation, Ji Ling called out. He didn't expect the formation ahead lasted less than half an hour. According to their experience, it would last at least half a day. During that time, they could set up another formation. The flames were too fast, body condensation state cultivators, and above were fine, but those below couldn't even leave in time. J.I. Ling grabbed 2 hollow spirit state cultivators and was about to fly away when he saw purple sword rays hack over. Thud. The purple sword rays clashed with the flames, making a heavy sound. The crazy flames were severed off by the purple sword rays. Only then did people realize that Yi Mo was standing beside the flames. The kitchen knife he used turned into a huge sword that was 3 kilometers long, and this sword happened to block the opening in the flame sea. Then, Yi Mo threw down tens of formation flags, soon calming the roaring flame sea. City Lord Yi is here. At the same time, all the cultivators who escaped death were overjoyed. However, they dazed again. Yi Mo was a truth realization state cultivator, but why could he stand by the fire completely fine? Only then, a blue figure landed amongst them. Qian Wei and Du Xiuying got off Blue Moon. Sect leader Qian Wei, you're fine? Ji Ling and Shan Bingfeng asked at the same time. Qian Wei said in embarrassment, Luckily, City, Lord, ye came in time and annihilated the spirit-devouring bugs, saving us. I didn't help much. City Lord Yi annihilated hundreds of millions of sand soul beasts, and then 1,000 km of spirit-devouring bugs. He's doing the hard work. Hearing this, everyone was completely dazed. Spirit-devouring bugs were no ordinary bugs. Plus, since when were there a few 100 million sand soul beasts? But everyone knew Qianwei wouldn't lie. Everyone thought Mo Ming was finding an excuse to leave, saying there was 1,000 km of spirit-devouring bugs, but now they realized it was true. Either of them were unfathomable terrors, and yet Yi Mo could annihilate them. Just how absurd was Yi Mo? Shan Bingfeng quickly looked at Yi Mo and saw he walked over slowly. The endless flames were stopped by his kitchen knife and some formation flags. City Lord Yi is indeed unparalleled. Even Chu Jiu Qianbei is probably a little weaker. I believe the South Peace State cultivators won't forget everything City Lord Yi did for us. One female cultivator greeted him. It was a truth realization state level 9. Her face was beautiful, but one couldn't tell how old she was. A pale aqua nun dress covered her body. It was clear dream mosque nun dress. Yi Mo hadn't seen her before, but he guessed she might be the sect leader Shan Yui, Shan Bingfeng's martial sister. Yi Mo quickly saluted with his fists. Yi Mo, greet, clear dream, mosque Shan Qianbei. Thank you for staying here to guard the forbidden grounds. Shan Yui smiled. Shan Bingfeng walked over excitedly and grabbed Yi Mo's hand. Yi Mo, I didn't expect you can sever the sea flames with one strike and annihilated 1,000 km of spirit-devouring bugs and the few 100 million sand soul beasts. Thank you, Shan Bingfeng, thank you for everything you did for South Peace State. Yi Mo didn't expect her to be this excited. She even grabbed his hand. Master, you grabbed City Lord Ye's hand, Ling Xiaoshuang reminded awkwardly. Shan Bingfeng immediately noticed this and quickly put down her hands. She was still very excited, however. Yi Qianbei, Pil King, City Lord Yi, all the cultivators looked and greeted Yi Mo with respect. If South Peace State was gone, they would have no place to stay. Yi Mo saved South Peace State, meaning he saved them. They believed Yi Mo could stop the flames. There were more than 10 truth realization state cultivators and tens of disaster transformation state cultivator, but they couldn't stop the flames. When Yi Mo came, he stopped it with one strike. What was more convincing than this? Luckily, they didn't leave. If they did, they wouldn't have the glory of fighting alongside City Lord Yi to annihilate the flames sea forbidden grounds. Some cultivators even seemed very prideful. They were waiting for Yi Mo to seal the flames and then use crystal balls to record that they were here. Yi Mo was confused why there were so little cultivators, but he still greeted. Yan Guan was also overjoyed. When he saw Yi Mo come, he knew it was right of him to stay. Then, Ethereal Immortal Pond, Ho Fei Goddess, and Heaven Star sect Ji Shai also came to greet Yi Mo. Then, Yi Mo asked in confusion, why are there only this little people? Where are the rest? Ling Xiaoshuang sneered, those timid people. My master said to stay here for 15 days, but they heard about the 1,000 km spirit-devouring bugs and how Jin Gang Temple were all devoured by them. Then, they all wanted to leave South Peace State and hide into the Heartless Sea. Only my master disagreed and stayed. The cultivators who stayed here feel the same. Other than us, there are countless lives in South Peace State. My master said we can't just leave irresponsibly. The rest of the cultivators felt Ling Xiaoshuang spoke their heart. Yi Mo just realized this and had more of a good impression of Shan Bingfeng. Even the past small discomfort was gone. She was excited not for herself, but for South Peace State and all of the cultivators in it. Yi Mo just realized this and had more of a good impression of Shan Bingfeng. Even the past small discomfort was gone. She was excited not for herself, but for South Peace State and all of the cultivators in it. Yi Mo then looked over at Yan Guan, Ji Shai, Ho Fei Goddess, and them, and expressed his gratitude. He considered South Peace State his base now, And although he blocked the flames with one strike, that was because they hadn't completely exploded yet. If the fire revenge across the entire South Peace State, how could he annihilate by himself? Even if he annihilated the fires after a long time, South Peace State would become charred earth. Was Mo, U-City, to survive on this burned earth? Yi Mo tested the flames here. It wouldn't be much weaker than the void flame. A place burned by this flame would have no vegetation for countless years. Even spirit chi would be burned away. Ha ha! Qingxue goddess came from ethereal immortal pond. Of course, Ho Wei goddess can't leave. Heaven Star sect Ji Shai couldn't say much to Nine Star sect Black Ice sect, but he believed ethereal immortal pond stayed behind for Qingxue. However, Ho Fei goddess smiled. That's right. Qingxue from our sect married to City Lord Yi. I feel proud. Of course I want to stay. Pity City Lord Yi doesn't take endowed partners now, or I would be willing to follow him. Ethereal immortal pond female cultivator have been very formal and goddess-like. They would never show any interest in male cultivators. The sect leader of ethereal immortal pond have always taken on a cold goddess image, but suddenly she said such words. Even Ji Shai and Yen Guan couldn't handle this much less Yi Mo. Yi Mo didn't think Ho Fei goddess really liked him. There were two possibilities of her saying this. One was to gain his trust to help ethereal immortal pond reach 9-star sect. Another was that she wasn't the cold goddess she showed herself to be. She was an ambitious woman. If she stayed with him, her cultivation path would be extremely smooth. Or perhaps she believed that her looks were on par with Ning Qingxue. If she expressed interest, it wasn't hard for her to stay at Mo U-City forever. If she thought the first possibility, then Yi Mo felt he could help her, but if it was the second, then please leave. He hated calculative women. None of the women around him were calculative. Yi Mo didn't reply to that and said to Ji Ling and Shan Bingfeng, Ji Qianbei, wait here for me. I'll go and see why flames are spewing out. You can go inside the flame, see forbidden grounds. Shan Bingfeng asked in shock. Yi Mo nodded. I can try. If not, I won't force anything. Would the flames break through the purple knife? One disaster transformation state asked worriedly. Yi Mo smiled. Definitely not. Don't worry. Su SAS, his magic artifact, he would know if it could stop the flames or not. Seeing Yi Mo really go inside, everyone was dazed. They saw Yi Mo's figure slowly disappear into the flames and didn't turn into dust like the previous cultivators. Only Ho Fei showed some disappointment. Yi Mo didn't care about what she said at all. City Lord Yi is actually 3 God state body refinement cultivator. How did he do it? Qian Wei said in extreme shock. 3 God state body refinement? The cultivators heard this and were dumbfounded. There has never been anyone in the history of Luo Yu continent to reach 3 God state body refinement. Yet Yi Mo was 3 God state. Qian Wei sect leader, did you see wrong? Perhaps City Lord Yi has protection magic artifact. The truth realization state elder of Black Ice sect asked in astonishment. The rest of the people all looked at Qian Wei in confusion. It was already shocking enough that Yi Mo was truth realization state tertiary stage at such a young age. If he was 3 God state body refinement too, then it would be terrifying. Even if one started body refinement at birth and had all the resources and didn't cultivate too, he wouldn't be able to reach 3 God state at Yi Mo's age. Even clear dream mosque sect leader felt it was impossible. The reason Yi Mo could allow his body refinement to improve so quickly was mainly due to the 3-birth chant and golden page world. Of course, without the Kuan blood, no matter how good the void was for body refinement, he wouldn't be able to reach 3 God state in such a short time. Who would use God beast blood for body refinement? How many had the 3-birth chant? How many had the chance to body refinement in Void Fisher and go into the golden page world in danger? Yi Mo had all of them. Seeing everyone in disbelief, Qian Wei looked at the flames and said, City Lord, you probably didn't just reach 3 God state. I believe he's either disaster state or God state. He definitely is a monarch state. If it wasn't that God state is too shocking, and that legend says truth realization state cultivators can't reach it, I would even guess City Lord Yi is God state. I really don't know where he cultivated this. Shan Yui was very shook. According to her knowledge, God state couldn't possibly appear in the cultivation realm. If Yi Mo was God state, how did he do it? Shan Yui's surprise wasn't unreasonable. The Black Rock City had been in the void fissure for countless years and countless cultivators' body refinement there. The body refinement condition there wasn't incomparable with others. But even so, the highest body refinement was only Suo Anshan, who was disaster stage peak. Everyone was shook by Qian Wei's words and looked into the flame sea. Although they couldn't see Yi Mo, but seeing the huge kitchen knife still derelict, they knew Yi Mo was fine. The sect leader stopped discussing about Yi Mo, but the other cultivators did. I saw that god Wind Valley, Mo Mingqian Bay couldn't even get near the flame sea border, and yet City Lord you could go into it. The difference is too huge. So what? Didn't you hear sect leader Qian Wei say that City Lord Yi annihilated 1,000 km range of spirit-devouring bugs and annihilated a few 100 million sand soul beasts? If he was like other truth realization state cultivators, he wouldn't be able to sever the flames sea flames. Ling Xiaoshuang heard this, and also wondered if Yi Mo was 3 God state body refinement, but she didn't doubt that Yi Mo annihilated the 1,000 km range of spirit-devouring bugs. Yi Mo's blue sun was too powerful. It could even annihilate disaster transformation state cultivators. If Yi Mo used that sun, it would definitely be fine. She saw Du Xiuying standing on the side and suddenly walked over. She knew Du Xiuying came with Yi Mo and wanted to ask her some things. Xiuying greet martial sister Ling Shuang. Du Xiuying greeted. Ling Xiaoshuang quickly said, Xiuying, we're similar age, just say my name. By the way, did you come with Yi Mo? Du Xiuying nodded. Yes, brother Yi saved me and took me over. Ling Xiaoshuang dazed. She thought Du Xiuying would call Yi Mo City Lord Yi, but she called him Brother Yi so naturally. She subconsciously asked, You call him Brother Yi? Then she realized her question was problematic. Why couldn't she do that? Du Xiuying didn't realize what Ling Xiaoshuang meant, and nodded, Yes, I've left Fusion Joy Sect. I'm not a part of them now. Brother Yi saw I had no place to go, so he's planning to take me to MOU City. Xiaoshuang, if you come to MOU City, you can come find me. You left Fusion Joy Sect? Ling Xiaoshuang subconsciously asked, and then she added, That's good. That sect is too dirty. Sorry, Xiuying, I'm not talking about you. Du Xiuying said sadly, Xiaoshuang, It's okay, but I don't really want to talk about my sect. Du Xiuying said sadly, Xiaoshuang, It's okay, but I don't really want to talk about my sect. Ling Xiaoshuang realized she said something wrong and touched her face awkwardly. The atmosphere grew heavy. Soon, she thought of another problem. Yi Mo didn't seem to be very enthusiastic to her, and was even a little cold. Why was he so nice to Du Xiuying? In looks, she was better than Du Xiuying. Du Xiuying was ranked 9, while she was ranked 2nd. The deeper Yi Mo went, the more hotter it got. It didn't hurt him due to his God state body refinement, but Yi Mo grew more and more careful. This wasn't at the depth yet, and the temperature was so high. What would the temperature at the depth be? Would it be more powerful than the void flame? The flame sea forbidden grounds was dark red. Yi Mo's spirit sense couldn't extend further in this pace. Compared to the blue sand ditch, this was a real inferno hell. Yi Mo reached his God state at the depth of the void flame. However, the surface temperature of the void flame was much greater than the depth. Yi Mo knew that after reaching God state, the depth temperature of the void flame was nothing, but he didn't know if he could take on the surface temperature. The flame sea forbidden grounds was the opposite. The outside temperature was lower, but the deeper he went, the higher the temperature. Yi Mo felt that if he went a few km deeper, that temperature wouldn't be lukewarm temperature anymore. It was getting more and more scorching. Yi Mo started to sweat more and more. At this moment, Yi Mo was certain the temperature here was completely beyond void flame. There was such high temperature in the cultivation realm, Yi Mo couldn't understand at all. Yi Mo stopped and released octagonal cauldron, even though he had God's state body refinement. But if the flames from the depth suddenly swept over, he would be seriously injured. After using the octagonal cauldron, the flames felt weaker a lot. Yi Mo breathed easy just when he wanted to go further. He saw a small fist-sized gray rock. Yi Mo felt it was unusual, so he picked it up. When he scanned his spirit sense inside, he called in shock extreme flame star gold. This was extreme grade forgery material. It rarely appeared in the cultivation realm and was ranked as level 10 material. But Yi Mo was forgery grandmaster, and he knew that this was definitely beyond level 10. He wasn't sure of the exact level, though. They usually appeared in the void of higher realms. Thus, Yi Mo was so shocked. How could this appear here? Yi Mo watched more intently with his spirit sense, and soon he found a second, a third, and even more. The largest was bigger than a bucket. Regardless if he could quench the flames here, Yi Mo knew he discovered a fortune. Although his Zisu was top grade, he felt Zisu wasn't good enough when fighting with that hollow immortal. This meant Zisu need to be upgraded. He had a lot of top grade materials, but he didn't feel there were enough of them to deserve to be used in Zisu. However, the extreme flame, star gold, was very suitable. Yi Mo kept searching as he went until a tear sound woke him up. He had walked to the deepest part of the flame, sea forbidden grounds. The terrifying flame swept past the octagonal cauldron, tearing some clothes and armor from him. As soon as they were taken by the flame, they completely disappeared. Even with the protection of the octagonal cauldron, Yi Mo's body was roasted red. Yi Mo knew that if this still wasn't the deepest part, he wouldn't be able to go down anymore. He couldn't bear this temperature anymore, even with God's state body refinement. Yi Mo reached out his spirit sense carefully. Spirit sense would be easily injured here. Soon, Yi Mo's spirit sense locked onto a palm-sized door. It wasn't really it was more like a piece of tofu. Yi Mo saw it waving around in the flame. Yi Mo had a strange feeling that this tofu was the source of the entire flame, sea forbidden grounds. All the flames of the forbidden grounds was let out by it. Without it, the flames would immediately disappear. This was too strange. It was so small and soft. How could it let out such terrifying heat? Yi Mo carefully used his spirit sense to look at the inside of it, but before he could, he felt a huge pain in his sea of consciousness. Then he spat a huge mouthful of blood. Yi Mo quickly ate a few spirit recovery pills. He was shook. Yi Mo didn't stay outside. He went into the Golden Page world and started forging formation flags. In here, there was no material that could withstand this terrifying heat except for extreme flame star gold. Yi Mo was probably the only to use extreme flame star gold to forge formation flags. Another person wouldn't even be able to melt the extreme flame star gold. They would at least high-level heaven flame. His mist lotus heart fire was purple, so it was fine melting the extreme flame star gold. 2 hours later, Yi Mo appeared inside the forbidden grounds again. He didn't scan the tofu with his spirit sense again. He took out formation flags and carefully sealed this soft and then marked restrictions on it. Normally, he would be able to do it in a second, but for this, Yi Mo used 4 hours to seal it. Then, Yi Mo took out a box made with extreme flame star gold and placed the soft into the box before setting up multiple restrictions. Then, Yi-Mo placed it in the furthest corner of the Golden Page world. It was a few thousand km from his bitter bamboo and spirit herb gardens. All his fortune was in the Golden Page world. If that was lost, then no matter how valuable this ore was, it wouldn't be worth. Yi-Mo would check this or later. After the ore was taken away, Yi-Mo felt the temperature drop immediately. It was dropping faster and faster until it was same as ordinary flames. Soon, as the flames went down, the surrounding space showed. This space had been burned by the terrifying flames for countless years. It had formed a dark gray color. Some extreme flames star gold showed, and Yi-Mo quickly started collecting them. Yi-Mo had been in the forbidden grounds for more than half a day. Some cultivators outside began to worry. If it wasn't that Yi-Mo's Zisu was still there, they would have thought Yi-Mo had died. Everyone look, the flames are receding. One cauldron-filling state pointed at the flames, see in joy. Everyone saw this too. The flames retreated like the tide. Everyone rushed up to Zisu. They knew the flames were receding, but no one dared to go in. Everyone stood beside Zisu looking at the flames in disbelief. They thought that however powerful Yi-Mo was, he would at most be able to seal the flames see. However, he was receding the flames instead. City Lord Yi indeed has heavenly power. In just half a day, he would make the flames see recede. Qian Wei sect leader said in shock. Even he saw with his own eyes Yi-Mo annihilate the spirit-devouring bugs. He was still shook again. Yi-Mo had a heaven flame cultivation method, and thus counted the bugs. Thus he could annihilate them. But receding the flames wasn't something that a cultivation method could deal with. Ordinary people wouldn't even be able to go, in much less recede the flames. Yet, Yi-Mo did it. City Lord Yi indeed has heavenly power. In just half a day, he would make the flames see recede. Qian Wei sect leader said in shock. Even he saw with his own eyes Yi-Mo annihilate the spirit-devouring bugs. He was still shook again. Yi-Mo had a heaven flame cultivation method, and thus counted the bugs. Thus he could annihilate them. But receding the flames wasn't something that a cultivation method could deal with. Ordinary people wouldn't even be able to go, in much less recede the flames. Yet, Yi-Mo did it. Qian Wei was only Truth Realization State Level 3, but he was much older than Truth Realization State Level 9 Shan Yui. He was very enthusiastic about the things in the cultivation realm. His words could resonate with the people here more. There were only about 30 people here, but everyone had a fire in their hearts. They didn't do anything to help with this, but they were involved in this battle. They didn't retreat from the beginning to the end. Now that the flames had receded, they were also very excited and honored. Everyone knew that since the flames have retreated, but no one went in. The weakest here was nascent soul state, so they weren't dumb. The flames see forbidden grounds had been burned for countless years. There would definitely be many top-grade materials there. Since Yi-Mo didn't say anything, it would be disrespectful of them to go in. Yi-Mo's status was very high in their hearts now, and no one wanted to disrespect him. At this moment, the kitchen knife suddenly flew up and disappeared into the depth of the forbidden grounds. Yi-Mo appeared in their spirit sense, and everyone heard Yi-Mo's voice. Everyone, the flames have been annihilated by me. There are large amounts of extreme flame, star gold inside. Go in and find them. They belong to whoever finds them. Good luck, everyone. Extreme flame, star gold? Everyone was dazed by this news. This was very rare, top-grade material in the cultivation realm. It was said it was beyond level 10, and a fingernail-sized one was worth a fortune. Yet, Yi-Mo said there was quite a lot inside. What was going on? But everyone believed Yi-Mo, so everyone charged into the forbidden grounds without hesitation. Even Shan Yui was excited. Her mind state was very high, but it didn't mean she could remain calm about extreme flame star gold. The flames had completely receded now, and despite the temperature still being very high now, it was enough for even golden core state cultivators to handle. Plus, the temperature would only get lower and lower as time went on. In a short time, everyone came to the depth of the flames see forbidden grounds. So, this is a gray rink land, some cultivators exclaimed. It's probably burned to a rink by the flames. It might not be like this before. Other than a few sect leader chatting with Yi Mo, more cultivators were searching for the extreme flame star gold. There really is extreme flame star gold. I found such a large piece. One hollow spirit state grabbed a longan-sized rock and called out in joy. With this, more and more people were crazed. Even the sect leader couldn't resist searching for extreme flame star gold. Soon more and more people found extreme flame star gold. Yi Mo only took some big ones. He didn't even pick up many of the small ones. Yi Mo suddenly thought of a question. The flame sea forbidden grounds had been around for an extremely long time. Why did it suddenly burst out coincidentally the same time as Lu Xingchuan's disaster on South Peace State? Yi Mo didn't believe Lu Xingchuan left that or behind. Yi Mo felt it was extremely precious. How can Lu Xingchuan leave such thing behind? But this was very hard to say. His view was limited to the cultivation realm. Perhaps that or wasn't worth anything in the cultivation realm. Thinking about this, Yi Mo walked to Qian Wei, who was picking up an extreme flame star gold. Seeing this, Qian Wei stopped. Sect leader Qian Wei, I want to ask, how long had this flame sea forbidden grounds been around for? Why are there so many extreme flame star gold? What flames would be needed to create them? Yi Mo asked. Qian Wei thought and answered, the flame sea has been in South Peace State since antiquity. I'm not very clear if it's 100,000 or million years, but it's said that every year the flames would expand out a little, but the range is very small. A completely outburst like this had never happened before. Yi Mo breathed easy. In that case, Lu Xingchuan couldn't have possibly set it up. Lu Xingchuan probably didn't come here as well, or there was no way he wouldn't take that, or being able to release such heat after 1,000,000 years, it was definitely no ordinary ore. Qian Wei continued, I'm only heard of extreme grade, and this is my first time seeing it. It's said it belongs in the void. I really don't know why it's here. Only a forgery grand master with heaven flame would be able to add it to magic artifact. Yi Mo nodded. It was indeed from the void. The flame sea forbidden grounds was small, but with so many high-level cultivators here, the extreme flame star golds were quickly searched clean. Luckily, everyone got something, at least 2 extreme flame star gold. Seeing this, Yi Mo said, friend, thank you for staying and guarding the flame sea forbidden grounds. I'm willing to help everyone concoct a cauldron of pills. The time would be half a month later at Flowing Snake City. Everyone can go find me there with spirit herb. With this promise, everyone rejoiced, and all went up to thank Yi Mo. Yi Mo left a flying sword to do Shouying and said, Shouying, go back to Mo, you city with Qian Wei sect leader. I still need to go Jufu Mountain. Everyone knew that Yi Mo was going for the firebug demon. Du Shouying knew she couldn't find an excuse to go with Yi Mo this time, and nodded helplessly, seeing that Yi Mo was about to leave again, and everything he did was for the South Peace State. Everyone was more and more grateful of Yi Mo. Even Shan Yui took out a jade card in excitement. City Lord Yi, this is our Clear Dream Mosque jade card. If you need our help, please ask. Seeing this, Qian Wei, Yan Guan, and them all did the same. Those sects below 8-star thought Yi Mo wouldn't take their sect card, but Yi Mo took them all and thanked. Everyone knew that at Yi Mo's power level, he didn't need the help of other sects at all. Ling Xiaoshuang was in the Clear Dream Mosque, and thus had a very indifferent attitude towards relationship, but seeing Yi Mo give Du Shouying a flying sword before leaving, she felt a little unhappy. Immediately, she cast that aside, feeling her mentality was very stupid. The incident at the Flame Sea had ended, and Yi Mo left. Even Yi Mo would need a few days to reach Ju Fu Mountain. Even Yi Mo would need a few days to reach Jufu Mountain. Yi Mo was very annoyed fire-eating bug demon escaped from the demon prison Forbidden Grounds. He was only truth realization state level 3 at the time and couldn't stop him from leaving. Now that he was truth realization state level 8, he wasn't going to let the same thing happen again. A day later, Yi Mo stopped Blue Moon. His spirit sense scanned into a small mosque in an ordinary village. What wasn't ordinary was that Yi Mo saw a familiar person there, Chung Nana. At this moment, she had shaved her head and became a nun. She held a stick and a wooden bell and just knocked dazedly. Yi Mo immediately knew something happened to her. Yi Mo walked towards the mosque without hesitation. Before he got there, a girl with freckles stopped him. "You men, are you not afraid of death? All of you are lustful demons. A few has died, and more wants to go in. Move aside," Yi Mo said coldly. Seeing Yi Mo was quite ferocious, the girl grunted, "Go in then, if you're not scared of dying." Seeing Yi Mo go in, the girl mumbled, "He looks quite good, but seeing a pretty nun, he can't control his pants. I have to deal with the body later." As soon as Yi Mo came here, a wind blade came. Clearly Chung Nana used it. She just subconsciously used it. Chung Nana was nascent soul state level 5. She didn't even need to use her brain to kill an ordinary villager. Yi Mo flung the wind blade away and walked in. As though feeling someone was here, Chung Nana looked at Yi Mo with her empty eyes. She didn't talk as though she didn't know Yi Mo. Yi Mo knew that Chung Nana was traumatized mentally. In another while, her cultivation essence would go into chaos and she would be dead for sure. Without hesitation, Yi Mo gave her a few clear mind spell. After that, Chung Nana breathed and opened her eyes again, but this time her eyes were different. She quickly recognized Yi Mo and got up calling out in worry, "Brother." Yi Mo frowned. "Nana, what are you doing? Why don't you cultivate in Mou City? Why are you being a nun here?" Chung Nana dazed and teared up. Finally, she couldn't control herself and cried on the stone table nearby. Yi Mo didn't know why she was this sad, but didn't continue asking. He could ask after as she calmed down. After 5 minutes, Chung Nana eased up and got up. She sniffed, "Sorry, big brother. What happened? Tell me, could there be anyone in Mou City to make you unhappy?" Yi Mo was speechless. Chung Nana quickly said, "No, it's just me. I don't want to cultivate anymore." Yi Mo sighed. "In that case, come back with me. Are you going to stay as a nun here for the rest of your life?" Chung Nana shook her head. "Big brother, sorry, I don't ever want to go back. I feel it's the same to live the rest of my life like this." Then she began crying again. Yi Mo frowned and said with a tougher tone, "No, you must come with me. Just look at you, something might happen to you." She clearly didn't have the will to live before. Who knows what would happen if she would be like that again? She was fine with ordinary people, but if a slightly powerful cultivator came, such as Golden Core State, she would be in danger. She was pretty, and her storage ring would make countless cultivators drool. Yi Mo was thinking of what he should do if she didn't want to come when she agreed this time. "Yes, big brother." Yi Mo breathed easy. If she didn't want to, he'll force her. She wasn't a kid anymore. She made this conscious decision. When Yi Mo and Chung Nana got to the door, a Foundation Establishment State and Golden Core State came over. Seeing them, they dazed. "Big brother, it's this woman. Look at her hand," the Foundation Establishment State said to the Golden Core State next to him, and his eyes fell on her storage ring. The Golden Core State nodded and saluted with his fist. "Friend, everyone has a share, plus my brother saw her first. She's very pretty indeed. We don't take her person. We just want her storage ring, or we can share it." Yi Mo didn't expect that as soon as he thought she would be in danger, people really came. If he didn't come and she stayed in that state, no one would know what would happen. Seeing this, Chung Nana being surprised, Yi Mo sighed. "You were mindless, and that Foundation Establishment State wanted to rob your things, but was struck by your wind blade. Now, he found someone else clearly to rob you. How long have you been here? Chung Nana just realized she was a nascent soul state level 5, and yet a golden core state level 1 and foundation establishment state level 8 wanted to rob her. She released her flying sword without hesitation. The flying sword spun and flew towards the golden core state like lightning. The golden core state could only call out nascent soul state cultivator and was killed by the flying sword. The foundation establishment state was also killed before he could talk. Killing these two, Chingnana seemed to be a little relieved and felt better. She put away her flying sword and didn't dare to look at Yi Mo, big brother. Sorry, Yi Mo waved his hand. Don't always say sorry. I'm your big brother. This is nothing. What happened, tell me. Yi Mo was happy with how decisive Chingnana was. She had been testing herself outside. Chingnana hesitated and said, Big brother, Yi Mo could tell she didn't want to talk about it. It was her private matter. Yi Mo couldn't really force her. So he said, since you don't want to talk about it, don't say it. When you're ready to tell me, then tell me. If not, you can try chatting to Yangzhu or Jingwen. Chingnana agreed. Yi Mo took her on Blue Moon and said, I'm going to Ju Fu Mountain to kill fire-eating bug demon. If there's anything cultivation-related, tell me. Then Yi Mo took out a storage ring and gave it to her. There's many cultivation resources here. Your power is too low. You should be much stronger with your talent. You need to use time to cultivate. Yi Mo said. However, Yi Mo didn't expect her eyes to go red and start crying again. Fuju Mountain was a very ordinary place, but then a sect formed here. But it was also very ordinary. It was now famous as the fire-eating bug demon stayed here. Many people knew about fire-eating bug demon being annihilated by Chu Jiu, but no one expected that this guy was still alive. Blue Moon stopped above the mountain, but Yi Mo didn't go down immediately. This place was a mess. The mountains have collapsed, and ravines were everywhere. Blue Moon stopped above the mountain, but Yi Mo didn't go down immediately. This place was a mess. The mountains have collapsed, and ravines were everywhere. Yi Mo looked at the ground. There was fire-eating bug bodies everywhere. Yi Mo immediately knew someone had a battle with the fire-eating bug demon here, but it wasn't clear who won. Yi Mo knew that when he sliced off the fire-eating bug demon's arm, he probably didn't even 30% of his power left. Since he dared to come out, it meant he had completely recovered. A full-powered fire-eating bug demon with countless fire-eating bugs was only a little bit weaker than Hong Yixing. Now, that someone could have a huge battle with him, and the outcome was undecided. Yi Mo thought it was very hard to find someone like Yu Zizhen in the South Peace State, but since this person could fight with fire-eating bug demon, he was clearly on par with Yu Zizhen at least. Since that person could kill this many fire-eating bugs, he could probably kill Yu Zizhen. Yi Mo scanned around and didn't see any signs of the fire-eating bug demon. Both those cultivators were gone. After a long while, Yi Mo's spirit sense stopped at a destroyed restriction, and looking inside, he realized why the fire-eating bug demon stayed here. He left behind a fire-eating bug hive here. From this, it was clear that his power hadn't fully recovered and ended up fighting someone here. The mountain was destroyed, and countless fire-eating bugs died. Let's go. The fire-eating bug demon is gone. There's no point staying here, Yi Mo said disappointedly. But suddenly, Yi Mo said again, wait. Yi Mo took Blue Moon in a blue and appeared before two girls. They too were about to leave and were shocked they were suddenly stopped by Blue Moon. It's you. The blue cultivator-robed female cultivator saw Yi Mo and called out in shock. Huh, brother Yi, the other aqua-dressed female cultivator said worriedly. Her tone was even shaky. Yi Mo knew both of them. The blue-dressed was when Tsai, after Infinity Sect was annihilated, they went into hiding. Yi Mo thought they would reopen their sect somewhere, but he didn't expect to encounter Wen Tsai here. Yi Mo didn't dare to believe the other one was Yunzi. Sword Valley was annihilated by Infinity Sect. Why was Yunzi with Winsai? The two seemed to be very close. And why were they here? Yemo didn't say anything and just stared at Yunzi. He completely ignored Winsai. Brother Yi, I need to go with Sai. There was more worry in her eyes, and she didn't even dare to look at Yemo in the eyes. Z, Luo Fei, Gan Liang, and them are all in MOU City. Are you not going to come back with me? Or do you want to explain things? Yemo frowned and asked. Hearing this, there was more worry and guilt in Yunzi's eyes. When Sai scanned Chung Nana and said, the tales are true. If Sister Z went with you, it would be bad. Even if you kill me, you can't stop what other people say. Yun Zi quickly stopped when Sai. Stop, Brother Yi isn't that sort of person. Then she said worriedly, Brother Yi, sorry, I won't go to MOU City. Sai is blunt. Don't take it seriously. Yi Mo said calmly, it's up to you if you go MOU City. I was just inviting you. Am I going to kidnap you there? But Yun Zi, what I want to say is one shouldn't forget his roots. Sword Valley was annihilated by the Infinity Sect. Now, you're with someone from the Infinity Sect. What is the meaning of this? Sorry, Brother Yi, I choose my own path. Sai isn't a member of the Infinity Sect. Now, she saved my life. Yunzi didn't know how to explain to Yemo. Yemo really wanted to tell her about her father, but thinking of what she did, he suddenly lost interest. So what if he told her? When Sai suddenly pulled Yunzi and said, Z, do you owe him or what? Did he help you with something? You don't owe him. Why are you being like this? Then she sneered at Yemo, City Lord Yi. Your power is higher than ours, and you can even easily annihilate 9-star sect. Of course, it's easy for you to kill us. You can kill us, but what right do you have to make Z go with you to MOU City? Sai, don't talk to Brother Yi like that. Yunzi said. Why are you here? Yemo lost the will to invite her to MOU City. When Sai said coldly, City Lord, you were both women. We're doing some female private things are you going to ask about it too? Z, let's go. When Sai pulled Yunzi onto the flying magic artifact, Brother Yi, I didn't do bad things, Yunzi said, and was flown away. Yemo didn't chase up. He didn't believe the two girls came here randomly, but Yemo wouldn't believe they would be able to fight with the fire-eating bug demon. Yemo suddenly thought of something and took the blue moon back to Jufu Mountain. The scene seemed like the Battle of Truth realization states, but when he checked it again carefully, Yemo sneered at the direction the two disappeared. He didn't chase up. He believed that Yunzi didn't annihilate the sects, but he guessed the two killed the fire-eating bug demon. He really didn't know how, though. If they didn't do that, they would set up a truth realization state battle scene. After standing for a long while, Yemo said slowly, Nana, let's go back to MOU City. Chung Nana still hasn't said anything up until now. Blue Moon went very fast. Yemo wanted to take her back to MOU City, so Jingwen and Yiling could comfort her. A day later, Yemo scanned into MOU Lake. Tang Beiwei, Song Yangzhu, and Su Tong were talking. Su Tong also had red eyes and seemed very dejected. Brother, you're back. Ha, Nana, you're back too, Tang Beiwei greeted, but when she saw Chung Nana's bald head, her expression turned to shock. Song Yangzhu greeted. Yiling and Su Jingwen came over too. Yiling seemed depressed too. Seeing this, Yemo asked what happened. Su Tong didn't talk, but Tang Beiwei said before, Yemo came back, Nana missed Zifeng, so she wanted to go out and search for him. Qing Shua's sister was worried for their safety, so she left Brother Lin and Sister Su Tong go with them. Su Tong suddenly said then, We encountered Zifeng in Yuo City. Yemo called out in shock, You found Zifeng? Where is he? Tang Beiwei said, He was with Nangong Xiaodai. They seemed very intimate. Then he cursed Nana, saying that she was shameless for being with you. Then he told Nana to piss off and never let him see again. Then he said that Yemo has nothing to do with him anymore. Nana cried on the spot and charged out of the city. Yemo's face sunk. He knew Yi Zifeng's character. He wasn't this dominating person who would kick Nen crazily away before even knowing the situation. Why didn't Sister Sue and Brother Lin stop Nana from going? Yi Mo was annoyed, but asked calmly. Yi Mo knew this Nangong Shaodai, of course. One South Peace Day 10 beauties. She was of the Nangong village. It was the original fish jump through Dragon Gate, the 9-star village. But Chujiu left, and the 9-star village declined, so the Nangong family took over. Yi Mo knew this Nangong Shaodai, of course. One South Peace Day 10 beauties. She was of the Nangong village. It was the original fish jump through Dragon Gate, the 9-star village. But Chujiu left, and the 9-star village declined, so the Nangong family took over. Lin Yibin constantly wanted to take it back, but he was only cauldron-filling state and was far from challenging the 8-star power. Yi Mo was planning to go over, but he didn't intend to help Lin Yibin. Lin Yibin probably didn't want him to help as well. To him, it would be the best if he took it back himself. Su Tong replied, Nangong Shaodai, and Yi Zifeng were outside. The young generation direct lineage Nangong Pingjin was there too. Lin Yibin saw him and sneered at him. Nangong Pingjin sneered back. If it wasn't that Wai Iban and I were part of MOU City, we might be killed on the spot. The argument caught a lot of attention. Yuban in his fury was about to attack, but he fell into Nangong Pingjin's trap. They gave out all their things to their side, and only kept an offensive magic artifact to have a battle to the death. No one knows where they went, but they both said in front of many people that regardless, no one else can intervene. When was this? Yi Mo felt something was wrong and asked. It's been a month after Yibin left. I was mindless, and I didn't know Nana left. I waited for 10 days their BTU. Why Iban didn't come back. In my worry, I came back to MOU City. Su Tong said. The more Yi Mo thought about this, the more eerie he felt it was. Chung Nana suddenly found Yi Zifeng, and why did Nangong Pingjin suddenly appear? Brother, that Yi Zifeng is too disgusting. This person is wasting spirit chi by being alive. Nana used her cultivation time to find him all these years. She finally found him, and yet he's such an animal. Tang Beiwei said. Then she looked apologetically at Yi Ling. Sister Ling, don't take it to the heart. Seeing Chung Nana was still crying, she turned around and comforted Nana. If I was you, I would have kicked away such heartless person. What's there to be sad about? Seeing Su, Qing Xue, and them not being here, Yi Mo knew they were probably in solitary cultivation. Tang Beiwei was about to say more. But Yi Mo waved his hand. I'm going to Nangong Village. Su Tong and Nana come with me. I'll go too. Tang Beiwei said without hesitation. Brother, I'll go ask second brother too. Yi Ling said. Yi Mo nodded. Beiwei, don't go. You have so much cultivation resources stacked here. And yet with your talent, you're only nascent soul state level 9. Jingwen is about to reach cauldron filling state. Even Yangzhu is catching up to you. Hurry up and cultivate. Seeing that Tang Beiwei still wanted to say something, Song Yangzhu quickly pulled her. Beiwei, your brother is right. The Immortal Ascension Tunnel is open now. Do you want to stay here by yourself when everyone ascends? Hearing this, Tang Beiwei immediately agreed to go cultivate. Be careful. Yi Mo has been cultivating very hard. Her progress is very fast. Don't worry. Song Yangzhu tidied Yi Mo's clothes and said. South Peace City. The most heated discussion topic in restaurants and spirit rest towers was about City Lord Yi annihilating few 100 million sand soul beasts, and then 1,000 km of spirit-devouring bugs. But the most catching topic was Yi Mo quenching the flames of the Flames Sea Forbidden Grounds, as many people got extreme flame star gold from there. The high-band spirit rest tower had a good location and fair price. Thus it was very full. Hee, those sects who left the Forbidden Grounds are probably regretting their arses off now. Extreme flame star gold, just one piece, and I'd be rich. Pity I wasn't there. A golden core state fantasized. So what if you were there? Seeing the 9-star sects leave, it would be a miracle if you stayed. Those who stayed there either don't fear death or are noble. They deserve to get the extreme flame, star gold. I heard that after City Lord Yi got to the forbidden grounds, he waved his hand and took all the flames inside. Then there was extreme flame star gold everywhere. On top of that, City Lord Yi promised every cultivator who stayed there that he would concoct a cauldron of pills for them. Do you know that any cultivator who stayed there is highly sought after? At this moment, another golden core state middle stage fat cultivator said, "Did you know? Ethereal Immortal Pond. Ho Fei Goddess openly said she would dual cultivate with City Lord Yi, but City Lord Yi ignored him. No way. Ho Fei Goddess is someone so prideful and cold. How is that impossible? It's definitely true. City Lord Yi is powerful, but he doesn't open up to change. If it was me, I would get her in my hands first. Such an ice-cold beauty. Fat Man Fei, you don't want to live, you dare to talk about City Lord Yi." And Ho Fei Goddess quickly shut up at this moment. A dark ray flew over, and the fat cultivator's head was immediately smashed. Everyone got up in shock and moved aside. An extremely beautiful female cultivator and a white-robed man sat there without moving. Everyone knew that they attacked. Martial Sister Lin has such good moves. The white man applauded. The female cultivator looked at the white-robed man in contempt. Killing a golden core state insect is called good moves. The man coughed awkwardly, but the female cultivator said coldly, "If I hear anyone disrespect Ho Fei Goddess again, I will kill them all." All the cultivators nodded fearfully and quickly left. Seeing this, the beautiful young girl said coldly, "Insolent bunch, 1,000 km of spirit-devouring bugs. Is that something that humans can do? Quenching the flames, see forbidden grounds with a wave. They really know how to imagine. Extreme flame, star gold. That's something of the cosmos. Since when was it everywhere in the cultivation realm? Bunch of idiots." Martial Sister, why say so much to these insolent people? They don't know what the endless cosmos is, the male said sycophantically. This time, the female cultivator seemed to enjoy it and nodded. "You're really bad. You had one purple flame and was a level 6 pill king, but you lost to a guy younger than you." The male cultivator immediately said, "Martial Sister, you can't blame me. That guy was acting weak. He was a mere nascent soul state cultivator and in solo cultivator, so I didn't mind. But he started with soul flame and eventually took out mist lotus heart fire. If I knew he had it, I wouldn't let him step foot on the 12 pill king steps." The beautiful girl glared coldly at him. "Master gave you one purple flame, but you used it to lose to mist lotus heart fire." The male cultivator said awkwardly, "Martial Sister, if you help me this time, I will do anything you tell me to do next time." The female cultivator said, "Master is preparing for immortal ascension. I came back to greet Sister. I'm preparing to break through to truth realization state middle stage. I can only help you one last time. You're a level 6 pill king. You can deal with things yourself. How do you want me to help you?" The male cultivator said joyfully, "If you can take his mist lotus heart fire, I can do the rest myself. I'm going to beat him in pill concoction in the pill city, and then kill him. I don't want the mist lotus heart fire. You can keep it. I know if you don't beat him in pill concoction, you will forever stay level 6 pill king. Okay, I'll help you this time. Where is he?" The beautiful female cultivator said without hesitation, "Ever since I left South Peace State to find you, he was still in Pill City. Let's go there first," the white-robed man said. This white-robed man was Jiu Qian, who lost to Yemo in the Pill King tournament. He went to get help in the Heartless Sea and didn't know all the things that happened in South Peace State. This white-robed man was Jiu Qian, who lost to Yemo in the Pill King tournament. He went to get help in the Heartless Sea and didn't know all the things that happened in South Peace State. As soon as Jiu Qian and his martial sister got up, they were stopped by the two cultivators. They were clearly South Peace City guards. The female cultivator killed people here. They were clearly here to capture them. Seeing the city guard dare to stop her, she immediately released her chi, the guards were pushed back, and said in shock, truth realization state, Qianbei. Nangong Village was just an 8-star sect, but it was the most mysterious sect in South P State. It rarely had any public events, and no one went there. They rarely went out to events too. Even in this South P State disaster, they didn't show up. But now, Yemo was outside. He always wanted to see this FJW village. City Lord Ye's honored arrival makes the Nangong Village feel very proud. A disaster transformation state level 5 opened the door as soon as Blue Moon landed. Yi Mo nodded and took Yi Ling and them in without any precaution. Yi Mo scanned his spirit sense out. He wouldn't feel embarrassed, but soon he found there was formation everywhere. They were all very high level. Yi Mo guessed they were probably left behind by Chujiyu. City Lord Yi, please. The disaster transformation state invited Yi Mo in. The village seemed very welcoming of Yi Mo's arrival. The disaster transformation state led Yi Mo to the main hall. The door was open and cultivators were already lined up as though welcoming Yi Mo's arrival. At the door was a middle-aged man. He had a smile of extreme confidence. Seeing them come in, he quickly got up and walked forward, saluted with his fists. Nangong Village, Nangong Su greet City Lord Yi. It's really the honor of the Nangong Village for City Lord Yi to come here. City Lord Yi, this is our family leader Nangong Su. The disaster transformation state introduced. Su Tong said coarsely, Nangong Village? This should be Chu family 9-star village. Nangong Su smiled. Plainly, Martial Sister XU is right. This was indeed 9-star village before, but I don't know if it belonged to the Chu family. Because of this, I'm very regretful, but what's the difference if we call it different names? Nangong Pingjin and Brother Yibin are both very talented, but their temper is too hot, Sai. Nangong Su then said respectfully, City Lord Yi, please have the upper seat. Yi Mo was speechless. Even Yi Mo felt this Nangong Su was too shameless. What right did a disaster transformation state level 9 to be this cocky? Yi Mo was speechless, but he just walked up to the top seat and sat down. Then he said, where did Lin Yibin and Nangong Pingjin fight? Then, Yi Mo realized he saw wrong. Nangong Su was no disaster transformation state level 9, but truth realization state level 4. He used a stealth cultivation method. Even he almost missed it. This was definitely top-grade stealth technique. It might have been left behind by Chujiyu. Yi Mo scanned around. Only Nangong Su was truth realization state cultivator amongst these people. Yi Mo wasn't sure if there were more truth realization state, but Yi Mo was certain that the Nangong Village was number 8-star sect. Hearing that the first thing Yi Mo asked about was Lin Yibin and Yi Zifeng, Nangong Su was a little surprised. What? Is there something you can't talk about, sect leader Nangong? Yi Mo's voice suddenly went cold hearing that Nangong Su didn't answer. Even if Lin Yibin was unable to beat Nangong Pingjin, he would go disappear. After all, the two's power were similar. Before, Yi Mo thought that the Nangong Village definitely wouldn't dare to attack Lin Yibin, but now he didn't think so. They hid so much, and even the sect leader was truth realization state level 4. No, it's that they really flew off too fast. We don't know where they went to fight. I've sent people searching for a month, and there's still no news now. Nangong Su quickly got up. Yi Mo sneered, tell Yi Zifeng to come. Seeing that Yi Mo finally talked about Yi Zifeng, Nangong Su quickly said, Zifeng and Xiaodai are together. He doesn't want to come out. He says might as well not see each other. Yi Mo said calmly, I'll wait 10 seconds. If I don't see Yi Zifeng, Nangong Village will become a thing of the past. Everyone in the hall was furious. They heard Yi Mo was dominant, but didn't expect he was dominant to this extent. Nangong XU's veins popped out, but he still said calmly, City Lord Yi is quite funny. Yi Mo glanced at Nangong Su and said, Sect Leader Nangong thinks I'm a funny person? 10 seconds is about to be up. This time Nangong Su didn't talk and said to a nascent soul state cultivator, invite him over. Yes. Moments later, Yi Zifeng and an extremely beautiful woman appeared here. They held hands and were indeed extremely intimate. Chung Nana saw Yi Zifeng and her eyes went red, but when she saw Nangong Xiaodai next to him, she didn't dare to talk. She even lowered her head. Compared to Nangong Xiaodai, she was far too low. Yi Mo dazed when he saw Yi Zifeng. He heard Chung Nana say that he didn't have spirit root, yet Yi Zifeng was hollow spirit state. What was going on? Second brother, why don't you talk to Nana? You know we're all at MOU City. Why don't you go over? What did Big Brother owe you? Why do you undermine him? Is it all for the woman next to you? Nana had been searching for you for a few years, and you treat her like this? Yi Ling bursted out a series of questions. Nangong Xiaodai frowned, but didn't talk, and just looked at Yi Zifeng. Yi Ling, if you're willing to listen to me, stay with me here. Don't go back to MOU City. As for the bitch next to you, I hope you don't stay with her. Yi Zifeng said calmly. There was no joy of siblings' reunion. Yi Ling looked dazedly at Yi Zifeng. She couldn't believe her brother was like this. Chung Nana didn't expect she was still cursed after coming with Yi Mo, and immediately cried out. If Yi Mo wasn't here, she would have ran off already. Yi Ling and Su Tong quickly went to comfort her, but they didn't know how to. Second brother, how can you treat her like that? Are you being controlled or possessed? Yi Ling began to suspect. Yi Zifeng was a very amicable person. How could he suddenly be like this? Yi Mo suddenly said, he's not being controlled nor possessed. Even if Yi Zifeng got a spirit root, he was only a hollow spirit state cultivator. What right did he have for the Nangong family to value him? If they wanted to use Yi Zifeng against him, it was possible, but then Nangong Xiaodai shouldn't be given to him. She was very talented and beautiful. Why would they casually give her? Yi Mo could easily tell that they had already slept together. Yi Mo had no blood relations with Yi Zifeng, and seeing this attitude, Yi Mo completely ended the thought of letting him go back to MOU City. He couldn't even be bothered talking. He stared at Nangong Su, sect leader Nangong. I'll give you a day. If Lin Yibin still has no news, I will still annihilate the Nangong village. Nangong Su dazed. And after a while he said, City Lord Yi, are you going to be reasonable? You're right, I'm not a reasonable person, Yi Mo said coldly. Such dominance, Yi Zifeng sneered. Yi Mo was decisive and said coldly, Yi Zifeng, it has always been you owing me. I don't owe you anything, and I have no relationship with you. You made my Luo Yu into a mess, and I didn't kill you not because of your dad, and that little power of your Yi family. It's because of past relations. Now, our relationship is severed. If you dare to challenge MOU City or me, I will annihilate you too. Yi Mo was decisive and said coldly, Yi Zifeng, it has always been you owing me. I don't owe you anything, and I have no relationship with you. You made my Luo Yu into a mess, and I didn't kill you not because of your dad, and that little power of your Yi family. It's because of past relations. Now, our relationship is severed. If you dare to challenge MOU City or me, I will annihilate you too. Yi Zifeng shivered. He had only seen Yi Mo do this to others, but now that Yi Mo said this to him today, he felt cold and didn't dare to say anything. Seeing Big Brother and Second Brother fight with each other, Yi Ling was losing her mind. She didn't know who to comfort. Why couldn't the three siblings cooperate in this unfamiliar land? She reminisced the Luo Yu times. She couldn't cultivate, but the three siblings were united. But Yi Ling knew Yi Zifeng was her real brother. Yi Mo had no blood relationship to her. She should be helping Yi Zifeng and stay at Nangong Village. But she knew Yi Zifeng's guess was purely unreasonable. Yi Mo would definitely not do anything with Nana. Yi Ling, if you trust me, stay with me here. We're blood-related siblings. Are you going to trust an outsider? Do you not want to trust me? Yi Zifeng didn't dare to talk to Yi Mo, but talk to Yi Ling. Yi Ling was already lost, And now that Yi Zifeng said this, she cried on Su Tong's shoulder. She didn't know what to choose. Su Tong comforted Yi Ling. At this moment, Nana suddenly took out a necklace and smashed it. Then she took out a red booklet and ripped it to pieces and said with decisiveness, "Yi Zifeng, thank you loving me before. Big brother was going to kill me, but you saved me. I'm an orphan. I have no parents. No one has ever treated me genuinely like you. I thought in this life I would be satisfied with you. But today I realized I'm wrong. To you, there are things more important than me. I regret letting you take me into that teleportation formation, but I'm also glad I did this. Otherwise, how would I know this is the real you? Don't undermine Big Brother. It's okay if you do that to me. I owe you, but Big Brother doesn't. I don't owe you anything from now on. I'll give back what you gave me." Seeing the smashed necklace and torn book, Yi Zifeng suddenly felt something in his heart was taken away. If there was someone who knew him the greatest, it was Nana. He could tell what she meant just then. She meant that he was willing to undermine his big brother to reach his goal. Soon, Yi Zifeng cast that sliver of emotion aside. There was a sliver of sadness in his eyes. But Yi Mo felt something wrong. After Nana threw the things away, she suddenly patted at her head. Clearly, she wanted to suicide. Yi Mo sighed. Nana's hand was locked in space by his domain. Su Tong and Yi Ling just realized that Nana wanted to suicide. "Nana, what are you doing?" Yi Ling cast her worry aside and quickly held Nana's hands. Nana smiled bitterly to Yi Ling, and then walked out and bowed to Yi Mo, "Big brother. Thank you for saving me again." Yi Mo sighed. "Nana, what can't you get over? You've lived on Earth before. There are so many people who divorce, but they still live." Nana shook her head. "Big brother, I forgot about the past. I'm going." "Where are you going?" "Come back to Mo City with us," Yi Mo said worriedly. Nana bowed to Yi Mo and said, "Big brother, that's the last time I will suicide. It won't happen again. I won't go back to Mo City. I have been living for others before. From now on, I will live for myself. If you're concerned about what other people say, then don't worry. Just cultivate in Mo City, and one day you will be able to ascend to the immortal realm," Yi Mo said. He was afraid that Nana was trying to avoid rumors and thus left. Then she turned to Nangong Shaodai. "Nangong Shaodai, you're indeed prettier than me, but someone who can abandon a wife who stayed with him through the hard times won't necessarily keep other things." Then Nana walked out of the hall slowly. Yi Mo knew that after this, she would never come back. Yi Zifeng completely traumatized her. No one knew why she left. Only Nana knew herself. It wasn't to avoid rumors. She didn't care. She stayed at Mo City because Yi Mo was Yi Zifeng's brother. Yi Ling was also at Mo City, and there were other influences. She might as well leave early. Yi Ling looked dazedly at Nana's disappearing figure, and after a long while roared at Yi Zifeng, "Yi Zifeng, did your conscience get eaten by a dog? Is it just because this woman is prettier? Why? Tell me." For some reason, Yi Zifeng didn't say anything and just stood silently. No one knew why he did this other than himself. No one knew what he went through after leaving Nana. No one knew what torture he went through. When Nana was standing happily and talking with her martial brothers, he was like a dog crying far away. After countless misfortunes, he decided that even if he was about to die, he would cultivate. The hall fell silent due to Nana's departure. Nangong Shaodai could tell Yi Zifeng was despondent and held his hand closely. Clearly, she cared a lot about him. The Nangong village is very regretful that this happened. Shaodai and Zifeng's connection is very deep. Nangong Su saw Yi Mo's face was bad and was scared he would find an excuse. Su Tong sneered coldly. "Nangong Su, stop calling here Nangong Village. This isn't Nangong Village. This is Chu Family 9-Star Village." Hearing this, Nangong Su was scared that Yi Mo would make them leave and give this village back to Chu family. So he quickly said, City Lord Yi, this village indeed belonged to the Nangong family before. Hearing this, Yi Mo felt strange. Was there something here? Nangong Su didn't want to give this up at all. Would a master like Chu Jiu set up a village at an ordinary place and place so many formations here? But he couldn't really search the entire place over now. Haha, Su Tong laughed. Nangong Su, don't you feel embarrassed? 9-Star Village belongs to Nangong family? How come I heard that the Nangong family was only a house servant of the Chu family? However, Nangong Su said calmly, of course, there are some things you don't know. When Chu Jiu came to South P State, he was far from his prime. He had a master here, and that master was the ancestor of the Nangong family, Nangong Zaitian. Our ancestor stayed at the Fish Jump through Dragon Gate village, but at the time it wasn't a village yet. Then my ancestor left this place to Chu Jiu and another ancestor of the Nangong family. Chu Jiu established Fish Jump through Dragon Gate village here. The other ancestor of ours didn't like to fight over power, so he became a manager here. Regardless of what village this was called, all the managers had the surname Nangong. I believe you know this, right? Hearing this, Su Tong was lost for words. Nangong Su made Su Tong shut up. Nangong Su made Su Tong shut up. Yi Mo was speechless. He wasn't planning on helping Lin Yibin get back the Nangong village, but now that it was uncertain if the village even belonged to them to begin with, the more he couldn't intervene in this. At this moment, a flying sword suddenly flew in and landed on Su Tong's hands. Su Tong looked at it, and there was overjoy in her face. Yibin is back. He's in Yuo City. Then she got up. Clearly she couldn't wait to see him. Yi Mo glanced at Nangong Su. He was certain that Lin Yibin wasn't back due to the Nangong family. They were testing his bottom line. If he didn't overreact, then Lin Yibin might never come back. There was no way Nangong village could leave an enemy like that growing in the MOU city. But Yi Mo's reaction was far beyond their anticipation, and said multiple times he would annihilate the village. Thus, there was news of Lin Yibin so quickly. Yi Mo suddenly asked, is Brother Lin injured or not? If he's injured just a little bit, I will get it back for him. No, Yibin says he's very fine. If I go back to MOU City, he would go back immediately to, Su Tong said. Yi Mo nodded. It's not far from Yuo City here. Tell him that we'll come over soon. If he's injured, I will come back. Hearing Yi Mo's threats, the Nangong village cultivators were furious, but no one dared to say anything. Anything that Yi Mo did wasn't something the Nangong village could defend against. No matter how powerful they weren't as powerful as the Pill City and the 1,000 km of spirit-devouring bugs. Yi Mo got up. He came to bring Yi Zifeng back, but now they were basically enemies. Even though he came, Yi Zifeng was still like this, meaning he had made up his mind. Yi Ling was still hesitant, but seeing how Yi Zifeng almost forced Cheng Nana to suicide, she got up with Yi Mo without hesitation and left the village. Yi Mo looked at Nangong Su and smiled before adding, sect leader Nangong, you better not give me an excuse to annihilate the Nangong village. If I have this excuse, I will annihilate it without hesitation. Nangong Su was shaking with anger, but there was nothing he could do. Power was everything in the cultivation realm. Yi Mo seemed unreasonable, but there really weren't much like him. If it was some other cultivator, he wouldn't need an excuse to annihilate Nangong village. Yi Mo could indeed annihilate them, but he really couldn't do it. There was no enmity between them, and this was private matter between Chu and Nangong family. It wasn't good for him to intervene. He wasn't alone and have some fame in South P State now. He finally built up some connections for MOU City. He killed the 11 Truth Realization State of Pill City, Lightning Cloud Sect, and Infinity Sect because they had great enmity with him. People wouldn't say anything. If he annihilated Nangong village for no reason, no one would dare to say anything, but South P State cultivators would look at MOU City with a completely different view. Yi Mo didn't want Mou City to become an overlord. He was Mou City Lord now, but he was going to immortal ascension sooner or later. Mou City would still exist. If everyone hated Mou City, then no matter how powerful Mou City, it wouldn't last very long. Nangong Su looked at the people behind and said, "You saw what happened today. I just hope you can all remember the insult of today and get revenge for the family one day." Seeing the three go, Nangong Shaodai clenched her fists and said, "I will definitely kill this arrogant bastard." Pill City was still much more prosperous than ordinary cultivation cities, wasn't on the same level as before. Outside a luxurious room, 5 cultivators were discussing something. One man and woman was Jiu Qian and her martial sister Lin. But now, their face was very bad. Chang Shun Pil King, is Yemo really that powerful? He killed 11 Pill City Truth Realization State together and annihilated 2 9-star sects and even 1,000 km of spirit-devouring bugs. He even quenched the flames of flames, see Forbidden Grounds. Jiu Qian's martial sister confirmed with a frown. Chang Shun Pil King nodded. "That's absolutely true. My disciple has great enmity with Yi Mo. He would care about his every action. There's crystal ball here." Then Chang Shun Pil King took out a crystal ball and an egg-sized, or look at it, this is it. The female cultivator didn't look at the crystal ball, but grabbed that egg-sized, and exclaimed, "This really is extreme flame star gold? There really is such thing in the cultivation realm?" "That's for certain. Look at the crystal ball." Chang Shun Pil King nodded. It was the quenched flame, see Forbidden Grounds inside. Ho Lei saw it clearly. After a while, she exclaimed, "There's actually such an unfathomable person in this world." She looked at Jiu Qian for a long time and didn't talk. Jiu Qian's mood was very dejected. He didn't expect that after all the effort he used to bring his martial sister here, she was far weaker than Yi Mo. Seeing her look at him, how could he not know what she meant? He said helplessly, "Let's go back first. It's impossible to get revenge. Luckily, we don't have some big conflict. Worst case scenario, I'll stop pill concoction and focus on immortal cultivation." Jiu Qian Pil King, revenge isn't for now. Yi Mo's luck, if dominant, but just because he is cocky here doesn't mean he can be cocky in the immortal realm. My disciple has great enmity with him, but as long as you can ascend to the immortal realm, that little enmity means nothing. Chang Shun Pil King smiled. Yi Yushin quickly said, "My grandpa has ascended to the immortal realm. Even if ascends to immortal realm, he's dead if we find my grandpa." The old man who hasn't talked at all suddenly said, "Yushin is right. Lightning Cloud sect and Infinity sect has been passed down for countless years. There are many cultivators who ascended. If we can bring news that Yi Mo annihilated their sect up, he would have nowhere to hide." Jiu Qian didn't say anything, however. He didn't want to kill Yi Mo. He lost his confidence in the Pill King tournament, and thus his path of pill concoction ended there. Thus, he wanted to beat Yi Mo in pill concoction. Otherwise, it was pointless to kill Yi Mo. Ho Lei shook her head and gave back the extreme flame. "Star gold, this material is indeed very good." The old man smiled. "I was good friends with your master 9-fingered Pill King, Huitan. Sigh, it's been countless years, and your master is about to ascend in the Heartless Sea. But I'm struggling at Truth Realization State Level 7. He pointed at the ore. "You can have this, or I have nothing to give you." "How can that be?" "Yi Qian Bei. This is too precious." This person was Pill City Grand City Lord, Level 8 Pill King, Yi Wuheng. The old man waved his hand. "To be honest, I need to trouble brother, who to..." He pointed at Yi Yushin. "He can count as a martial descendant of mine, but he has no mind to cultivate in the Pill City. If Yi Mo comes to Pill City, I wouldn't be able to protect him. I want to ask you to take him to the depth of the Heartless Sea and let him cultivate there." Thinking about how large the Heartless Sea Islands were, so it was fine to bring an extra person there. And if her magic artifact had this, or it might become low-grade immortal artifact, she got up and said, City Lord, don't worry, when I leave I will take ye Yushin with me. I need to go see my sister at Ethereal Immortal Pond now. Thinking about how large the Heartless Sea Islands were, so it was fine to bring an extra person there. And if her magic artifact had this, or it might become low-grade immortal artifact, she got up and said, City Lord, don't worry, when I leave I will take ye Yushin with me. I need to go see my sister at Ethereal Immortal Pond now. Chang Shun Pil King sighed. One of Yi Mo's wife Ning Qingxue is also from Ethereal Immortal Pond. If you go there, the news might soon reach Yi Mo's ear. I believe with Yi Mo's vengeful nature, he wouldn't let Zhou Qian, who caused him so much trouble on the Pil King tournament. Ho Ling thought and agreed. Zhou Qian, martial brother, was Master's favorite disciple, but if he died in South Peace State, even Master wouldn't be able to get revenge. Thinking about this, she nodded and said, in that case, let's go now. Yuo City wasn't a big cultivation city. It was undeveloped. In a decent spirit rest tower, Yi Mo, Yi Ling, Su Tong, and Lin Yibin sat together. Yi Mo was asking what happened in this month, while Yi Ling's mood was low. I was tricked by Nangong Pingjin into fighting to death with him, but after we left the city, I realized that I was cauldron filling state level 2, and he was only cauldron filling state level 3, so I wasn't afraid of him. When I was trapped by a formation, I knew that if I wasn't at MOU City before, I would have been dead. The Nangong family saw that my power grew too quickly and thus was set on killing me. Then why did you go with Nangong Pingjin? Su Tong reproached. If City Lord didn't go to Nangong family, you would have been killed this time. Nangong Su is testing the bottom line of the City Lord. If City Lord didn't get angry, do you think you could have come out? Seeing Lin Yibin about to thank him again, Yi Mo waved his hand. Brother Lin, no need to say thank you. When you decided to come with me at Pill City, we're together. But I need to remind you, if one of you don't reach Truth Realization State Peak Stage, I suggest you don't touch the Nangong village. Hearing this, Lin Yibin asked in shock, why? He thought he could take back Nangong village at any time when he reached Truth Realization State. Yi Mo said heavily, because they're not an 8-star sect, but a 9-star sect. I don't know how many Truth Realization States there are, but I know Nangong Su is Truth Realization State Level 4. What? Lin Yibin exclaimed, and then fell quiet. He knew Yi Mo wouldn't be lying. Nangong Su definitely wasn't the most powerful person there. He was Truth Realization State Level 4. What about the elders there? After a while, Su Tong said in shock, then why don't they say it? Why do they stay as 8-star sect? Yi Mo said heavily, that I don't know, but I feel the village is very strange. There's a strange chi there that even I can't see through, and the formation levels are very high. Lin Yibin saluted with his fist. City Lord, I know what you mean. I won't act impulsively. If I don't have the power to get back the Nangong village, I will ascend to the immortal realm and tell this to Ancestor Jiyu. Yi Mo nodded. Chu Jiyu was an immortal formation master in the cultivation realm, but Chu Xiaoyi was Chu Jiyu's master, and yet he was not at that level. This meant that Chu Jiyu probably learned his formation skills from Nangong Zaiqian. Thus, the formations at the Nangong family are very high level. He asked again, why did Nana find her way to Yuo City? Nana said Yi Zifeng can't cultivate, so with his personality, he would use all means necessary to cultivate. He was an ordinary person, so he couldn't go to a cultivation city. Yuo City was a semi-cultivation city, so there were a lot of mortals there. The chances of finding him there would be greater. But as soon as she came, she found Yi Zifeng and Nangong Xiaodai. Su Tong answered. Yi Mo thought. It seems they were waiting there for you. Yi Zifeng clearly knew we were at MOU City. Yi Ling suddenly said, Big brother, if second brother offends you in the future, can you spare his life and not kill him? Yi Mo frowned. I can't promise you. I can only say that if he's only disrespecting me, I won't mind too much, but if he dares to touch anyone next to me, I won't let him live an extra minute. Yi Ling sighed and didn't say anything. Big Brother was showing a lot of mercy like this. Yi Ling still doesn't understand why Yi Zifeng would turn out this way. Yi Ling don't think too much. He has capabilities to be able to connect to the Nangong family. Yi Mo said calmly. How could Yi Ling not hear Yi Mo's implied meaning? The Nangong family was this forbearing. If Yi Zifeng thought he could use them, he would be devoured clean. Yi Mo thought so indeed. He didn't know why Yi Zifeng had to stay there and create conflict between them. Would the resources of Mo, Yu City, be less than Nangong Village? Was there level 9 Pilking there? Su Tong suddenly said, City, Lord, should we restrict Nangong Village from participating in flowing snake auctions? Yi Mo shook his head. No need. If they really want the true spirit pill here, we wouldn't be able to stop them. They can find someone else to buy it for them. Suddenly, Yi Mo's face changed and waved his hand. Wait. Yi Mo stepped out of the spirit rest tower, but the next moment, the figure he was searching for was gone. Yi Mo rubbed his eyes. He clearly saw an old man. It was the Tianze master he met in the small world. He just saw him walking on the streets, but how was he gone? Yi Mo reached out his spirit sense, but even at max range, he couldn't find the fortune teller Tianze. Instantly disappearing from his spirit sense, what was this power? Yi Mo began to sweat cold. This old man was too strange. He came from the small world teleportation formation, or did he come through another mean? Yi Mo walked to the place where the old man sat and looked carefully. There was nothing extraordinary. He looked at the merchant selling low-level spirit herb and asked, was there a fortune teller here? The merchant glanced at Yi Mo and said, yes, he was a fortune teller, and he predicted my fate. He said that I can't set up a stall today and told me to pack up early. He also said that if I speak with someone who has one missing of the 5 elements, my head will be broken. He's full of shit, and I told him to go away. As soon as he said this, a ferocious woman came with a stick and smashed it at the merchant's head. How dare you steal my spirit herb? I'm going to smack you, shameless bastard. Is it easy for me to grow those spirit herbs? The stick landed on his forehead, and before he could react, blood fell down. However, he didn't wipe the blood and just kept murmuring, he's a god. Yi Mo clearly didn't have the mood to care about this. Missing one element, the old man was talking about him. His Golden Page World had 4 seats and needed one more. To him, Golden Page World was his biggest secret. No one knew except those few closest to him. This Tianze knew he was missing one element. Does this mean he knew he had the Golden Page World? Yi Mo's mood turned shit. It's been 1 month since Yi Mo had gone back to Mou City. Yi Ling started solitary cultivation as though completely forgetting about Yi Zifeng, but Yi Mo knew that it hurt Yi Ling and Qingnana greatly. Knowing Nangong Village's power, Lin Yibin worked very hard to cultivate. It's been 1 month since Yi Mo had gone back to Mou City. Yi Ling started solitary cultivation as though completely forgetting about Yi Zifeng, but Yi Mo knew that it hurt Yi Ling and Qingnana greatly. Knowing Nangong Village's power, Lin Yibin worked very hard to cultivate. After concocting pills for the people at Flowing Snake City, Yi Mo went into solitary cultivation too. He felt his power didn't have much of an advantage over Hollow Immortal. Of course, more importantly, it was because of that Tianze. He seemed to be everywhere. If he used some other means to come to Luo Yu continent, then he would be the scariest. He seemed to be able to predict fate very accurately. He knew that Mu Xiaoyan would be his wife, and that he was missing one of the 5 elements. Yi Mo wondered if he knew about the Golden Page World and everything that was inside. Despite knowing that Tianze didn't seem to have any ill will towards him, Yi Mo felt a sense of danger. No matter who Tianze was, Yi Mo felt increasing his power was the most important thing. Only when he had a certain level of power could he take control of things. Yi Mo didn't hope Tianze predicted he had Chaos World. He wouldn't care if it was a small world as they were rare, but not unique. Chaos World was something every cultivator wanted. If this news was leaked, he would be hunted forever. At Yi Mo's residence in Mo Lake, he surrounded himself with all sorts of restrictions. Yi Mo was in his golden page world. He had spirit-controlled the spear, and Samsara bottle he got from that hollow immortal. They were both low-grade immortal artifact. The golden brick he hacked open was a half-immortal artifact. Yi Mo didn't touch the stone table Lu Xingchuan set up. He didn't feel he could control something that a powerful being of the immortal realm L equals placed down. He tried to spirit control the soft ore from the flame sea forbidden grounds, but it was of no use. 1 month later, Yi Mo came out of solitary cultivation. He got news that Tang Mengrao would be leaving. Yi Mo was going to accompany her for a while. What Yi Mo didn't expect was that when he came out, there was not only Tang Mengrao but Qian Wei and Shan Bingfeng, who also came. Other than them, Mo Ming, Shi Wan, and Jingfengji from God, Wind Valley, Heaven Demon Sect were here, and Abstruse Sound Sect here too. This meant all the 9-star sect people were here. Mo Ming, Shi Wan, and Jingfengji clearly felt a little awkward seeing Yi Mo. They were prepared to leave South P State, but then they got news that Yi Mo quenched the flames sea forbidden grounds and annihilated the spirit-devouring bugs. Then Yi Mo concocted pills for the cultivators who stayed behind. This news soon spread through South P State. The sects and solo cultivator who stayed were all famous now. 2 5-star sects due to Yi Mo's favor had advantage in the sect member intake process. The most embarrassing was Godwind Valley. Mo Ming left South P State already in order to get a spot in the Heartless Sea quickly, but before his flying ship went into the Heartless Sea, he got news to come back. Some cultivators even recorded this into a crystal ball and spread it around. Yi Mo didn't care, however. This was too ordinary in the cultivation realm. There was no point in saying who was right or wrong. What he was worried about was there something else now that they all came here again? City Lord Yi, it's indeed a big mistake of the god Wind Valley. I came to apologize, Mo Ming said. Yi Mo waved his hand. No need to bring up the past. Did something happen again in the South P State for you all to come here? Qian Wei quickly said, City Lord, you don't misunderstand. There's nothing at the South P State. This time, we came one to thank City Lord Yi, and another to accompany sect leader Tang to leave South P State. Yi Mo was confused. Tang Mengrao was famous, but she was nothing compared to them here. Why would they come to send her back? Qian Wei seemed awkward. Shan Bingfeng came to explain the teleportation formation of South P State was about to be destroyed. City Lord Yi repaired it, and now it can still be used. News came from North Far State that they were unaffected by the Great Calamity. This time, we plan to go see North Far State with sect leader Tang. The excellent disciples of North Far State are all cultivating in South P State. If something happens to North Far State, they wouldn't want to see it. Yi Mo nodded. That's a good thing. Yi Mo was implying that there was no need to come and tell me this. Wanshi continued, this is good indeed, but the teleportation formation of East Black State was completely destroyed. There's still no news from there. Martial Sister Shan and sect leader Qianwei thinks sect leader Jing and I should go to East Black State, but we're not good at formation, Yi Mo realized. So you guys wanted to go East Black State too? Qian Wei said, awkwardly, that's what we mean indeed. We know City Lord Yi is very busy and hadn't even gotten a good rest after coming back. Yi Mo nodded, it's fine. I'm actually planning to go East Black State anyways. Then this is perfect. Sect leader Qian Wei nodded. Yi Mo smiled. I believe I would be fine to go East Black State alone. You guys know my power. I believe I should be fine going there. Plus I know a quick way there. This is perfect. Since City Lord Yi wants to go alone, then we'll go check out North Far State. West Extreme State is powerful, so they should be able to solve their own problems, but North Far State and East Black State needs our help. Qian Wei said, City Lord Yi, I heard Nangong Village is actually 9-star village, but they hide themselves as 8-star sect. Jing Fengji suddenly said. Yi Mo dazed. He didn't spill this out, but then he immediately realized that probably Lin Yibin or Su Tong said. This was drawing enmity to Nangong Village. Yi Mo agreed. That's right. They are indeed 9-star sect. Sect leader Nangong XU is Truth Realization State Level 4. The few 9-star sect leader fell in silence, and no one said anything. After a while, Shan Bingfeng broke the silence. Let's go do what we should do first. As for Nangong Village, hiding their power is their own business. With City Lord Yi in South Peace State, I don't believe they would be able to cause any trouble. Yi Mo personally sent Tang Meng Rao and Shan Bingfeng and them out of Mo City. Then, Yi Mo prepared to go through Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds to East Black State. Yi Mo didn't like the place, but it could save a lot of time. He didn't want to go with others to East Black State because he wanted to take Luo Ying there. They both came from East Black State. Su, why are you out of solitary cultivation? Yi Mo looked at Luo Ying, who was already waiting for him, and Jie Yokui next to her. Luo Ying smiled. I was long finished. I heard Qian Wei's sect leader invite you to go East Black State, so The two glanced at each other and smiled. Why is Yokui here too? Yi Mo asked. Jie Yokui quickly said, Qian Bei, there's still no news of my sisters and Auntie Yi. They definitely didn't arrive at South Peace State. So I'm afraid something happened to them at Heartless Sea. Thus, I want to ask Qian Bei. Yi Mo nodded. I'm planning to go with Su to East Black State. We can go to your place to check. But Heartless Sea is this big. It's really too hard. Don't have too much hope. Plus, don't call me Qian Bei anymore. I'm friends with your father, and we're similar in age. Just call me Big Brother. Yi Mo nodded. I'm planning to go with Su to East Black State. We can go to your place to check. But Heartless Sea is this big. It's really too hard. Don't have too much hope. Plus, don't call me Qian Bei anymore. I'm friends with your father, and we're similar in age. Just call me Big Brother. Yes, thank you, Brother Yi. I know it's very hard to find them, but if I don't go once, I wouldn't be able to rest my mind my entire life. Jie Yului said gratefully. Yi Mo nodded. He knew what she meant. He was planning to go Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds, but now he would just go via Heartless Sea. Yu Zizhen attacking Jiefeng was rather related to him. After leaving Qingxue and them, Yi Mo left Yu City Matters to Tang Beiwei and Su Ping, and then took Luo Ying and Jie Yokui into the Heartless Sea. Yi Mo followed Jie Yokui's guide, and Blue Moon didn't reach the top speed in the Heartless Sea. At the start, she knew what she was talking about, but as time went on, she gradually lost a sense of direction herself. Yi Mo had to use the compass to help again, but soon he felt something was wrong. Blue Moon went into a region of the sea that was covered in mist. The compass was completely useless. Yi Mo didn't know how big the Heartless Sea was, but he knew that even with Blue Moon's speed, it wasn't easy to circulate the Heartless Sea a few times. Yi Mo was certain they had entered an area where no cultivators had come before. It was getting darker and darker as they went in. We seem to be lost. Luo Ying whispered to Yi Mo. Yi Mo nodded. Yes, we're indeed lost. Spirit sense is also greatly affected here. My spirit sense is only 1/5 of its original range. Brother Yi, I'm sorry. Jie Yokui apologized. Yi Mo turned back and smiled. It's fine. It's not the first time I got lost. When I got lost in the void, I still found my way back. The Heartless Sea is this big. It's not strange there are peculiar places. Don't worry, I'll bring you guys out for sure. Brother Yi, you've been to the void? Jie Yokui asked, just when Yi Mo wanted to answer. A black figure as fast as Blue Moon appeared in a spirit sense, and it came charging right at them. Before Yemo could think, he moved Blue Moon to the side a little. The black figure dashed past Blue Moon and disappeared in Yemo's spirit sense. What is it? Jiayokui and Luo Ing both saw the black figure. If it rammed into Blue Moon with such speed, even a low-grade immortal artifact would be breaking apart. Don't know. Be careful. This place is strange. I'll find a way out quickly. Emo just said this, and another black figure dashed over. This time, he couldn't even dodge in time, but luckily, it only brushed past Blue Moon. Yemo's face finally changed. He took out an extreme grade cultivation artifact and gave it to Jie Yokue Susu as defense magic artifact. Spirit control this and put it in front of you constantly. Then, Yemo said to Luo Ing Susu, take out your defense magic artifact and stand behind me, MHM. Luo Ing took out the white silk scarf Yemo made for her. It was an extreme grade defense magic artifact. Shadowless created limited amounts of silk, and thus Yemo only make two. One was at Luo Ing, and one was with Yemo. Jie Yokue's face was pale, and she quickly took the defense magic artifact and started spirit, controlling it. Yemo carefully maneuvered Blue Moon while his spirit sense carefully monitored the nearby few hundred-kilometer Luo Ing stuck closely to Yemo. She was afraid Yemo would be focusing too much on the distance that he would miss the situation nearby. Blue Moon slowed down, and there was no black shadow coming over for a long time. Now, Luo Ing asked, did we enter a formation? Yemo shook his head. Probably not. If this was a formation, its level would be too high. I think we've mistakenly entered an unknown region of the Heartless Sea. Look, we can't even see the sky now. Visibility is getting lower and lower. If we don't find a way out quickly, we might be trapped here. Then, another two black figures shot over, brushing past Blue Moon. Blue Moon spun many circles before stopping. The black figures started to congregate, and finally, one crashed into Blue Moon's tail. Blue Moon was immediately injured, but the black figure seemed to be fine. Yemo put away Blue Moon and released Octagonal Cauldron and said to the two, Blue Moon is too big. Stand next to me. It's easier to dodge with Octagonal Cauldron. There were more and more black figures now. But since Octagonal Cauldron was much smaller, they were only hit twice despite passing through dense regions. Yemo received some backlash, but Luo Ing and Jie Yokue were fine. A day later, Yemo and them stopped on an barren island. Yemo put away the Octagonal Cauldron and saw there were no shadows coming here. Yemo's spirit sense couldn't even scan to the end of this place. Despite his spirit sense being limited, it still meant that this place was huge. There's no black figures here. Wait for me. I'm going to see what they are. Before Yemo finished, he stopped as he saw there were people on this island. Two cultivators were charging over at him. Haha, there's more fresh spirit source. I saw it first. The leading man said. He was disaster transformation state level 4, and the cultivator behind him was disaster transformation state level 5. Luo Ing was hollow spirit state level 7. Jie Yokue was hollow spirit state. The two cultivators stared at the three like hungry demons. The two girls subconsciously hid behind Yemo and released their magic artifact. The two came up to them quickly, but seeing Yemo's calm face, they didn't attack. Where is this place? Yemo asked. The sunken-eyed cultivator said, You're at the Heartless Sea corner, and yet you ask where this is? Jie Yokue suddenly shrieked. I know where this is. Yemo nodded and said, Just say it. We can get out for sure. Haha, the disaster transformation state level 4 laughed and pointed at Yemo. He still wants to go out after coming to the sea corner. Is he crazy? We can have one woman each and split the belongings. See, we're too lucky today, the disaster transformation state level 4 said excitedly. However, the sunken-eyed cultivator frowned. He felt something was wrong and didn't answer the disaster transformation state level 4. Yi Mo was long impatient already and grabbed the disaster transformation state level 4 with cultivation essence giant hand. You're quite lucky indeed. Truth realization state Qianbei, the disaster transformation state level 4, didn't expect this young cultivator to be truth realization state Qianbei. Mercy, yet he was crushed by Yi Mo's cultivation essence giant hand. The sunken Aheid cultivator's face immediately went pale, and he knelt down without hesitation. Wan Bei, Mu Wuhui greet truth realization state Qian Bei. Please have mercy. Yi Mo ignored him and said to Jie Yokui, UK, keep talking. Jie Yokui knew Yi Mo's powers and wasn't afraid, but she still said, my dad said that the scariest place in the Heartless Sea was the sea corner. No one had seen this place, as all who went in had disappeared. It can also appear in different places of the Heartless Sea. Jie Yokui knew Yi Mo's powers and wasn't afraid, but she still said, my dad said that the scariest place in the Heartless Sea was the sea corner. No one had seen this place, as all who went in had disappeared. It can also appear in different places of the Heartless Sea. Heartless Sea sea corner. Yi Mo frowned and asked. He was truth realization state cultivator, but he had never heard of such place. Yes, my dad said those who see it wouldn't be able to come back out. Jie Yokui said with certainty. Qian Bei, Wan Bei knows. Mu Wuhui quickly said. His back was drenched in sweat. It was no different to being dead here. But who would want to die if they could live? Get up and talk. If your information satisfies me, you can live. Yi Mo nodded. Yes, Qian Bei. Mu Wuhui immediately got up and said, this is indeed the Heartless Sea corner. It's also true that no one has been able to get out after coming in. Once you come in here, you would never be able to ascend to the immortal realm again. Just like heaven border of Luo, Yu continent, Heartless sea corner would appear at random places in random times. Yi Mo asked again, there's a lot of people on the island? They're all cultivators caught in here? Mu Wuhui quickly said, yes. This island is called Sea Corner Island. There's about 100,000 people on here. More people died before getting to the island, because spirit chi is arid, and it's very hard to cultivate. Some people can only die when their lifespan are at their end. There's no other places to stay except the island. In other places, you would immediately be killed by the corner soul weed. Those black figures are corner soul weed. Yi Mo asked in confusion. The spirit chi here was indeed very scarce. It was worse than spirit chi arid places in North Far State. Yes, those black figures are corner soul weed. Corner soul weed is very precious. It's called weed, but it's actually a type of ore. If you catch it and use it for cultivation, you can improve your spirit sense very quickly without side effect. Apparently, if used with spirit nourishing well, it can increase spirit sense many times, but both are very rare. Mu Wuhui answered. Jie Yokui asked, there's a lot of corner soul weed here. How is it rare? Mu Wuhui said respectfully, there are a lot of corner soul weed, but they're unable to be caught. Even on the island, there is very few cultivators who can catch them. They can occasionally catch one if they're lucky. Plus, there are two types of corner soul weed. One is clear weed, and one is dark weed. Dark weed can't be caught with spirit sense, and is faster than clear weed. However, its effects are more potent than clear weed. Yi Mo nodded. It seemed there were too many things in the cultivation realm that he didn't know. This corner soul weed seemed to be the perfect thing for him. His spirit sense was powerful, but he felt it was his weakest. If he didn't get spirit nourishing well, it would be much harder for him to annihilate the spirit-devouring bugs. The more he got better at Heaven Flame 9 Suns, the more requirement it had on his spirit sense. Corner soul weed was fast, but Yi Mo wasn't worried he wouldn't be able to catch them. But that unseen dark weed would be a little troublesome. When they came in, there were corner soul weed everywhere. But even Yi Mo didn't dare to catch one. If he divided his attention, then he might be rammed by another. If he was by himself, he would have no pressure, but he brought Luoying and Jieyokui. But now there was this island. It was much easier for Yi Mo. Yi Mo saw the dull gray mist outside the island and knew it wasn't good to go out now. He might as well get to the island and understand the situation. Lead the way to the island, Yi Mo said. Mu Whui saw that Yi Mo had no intentions of killing him and breathed easy. He quickly said, "Okay, please come with me, Qianbei." Then Mu Wuhui kept explaining, "There's a city in the center of the island. It's called Sea Corner Island. It was set up by Qianbais who came before. The most powerful two people in there are Truth Realization State Level 9. So Qianbei needs to be a little careful." Yi Mo said calmly, "Lead the way. I know the rest." Yes, Mu Wuhui thought in shock. Where did Yi Mo get this confidence from? Sea Corner Island was big, but with their speed, they soon reached the center of the island. There were no defense formations here, nor city guards. Clearly, they knew no cultivators nor spirit beast would come unless it was cultivators who mistakenly got caught in here. There was a simple city in the center. It wasn't big, and much smaller than Ninghai City on Earth. The city walls looked simple, but inside, the cultivation grounds were very well built. There were defense formations and good planning. The city streets were also well divided. The only thing was that he didn't see any bars nor spirit rest tower. There was only a moderate-sized market. Seeing Mu Wuhui bring 3 in, many people threw over-admiring glances. Some people also looked over with confusion. Theoretically, cultivators would kill newcomers or take their things and leave. If you brought new cultivators here, that meant you took their things, and other cultivators would turn their attention to you. Mu Wuhui, give me this female cultivator. I'll give you 1,000 top-grade spirit stones. One disaster transformation state level 7 cultivator walked over and pointed at Yi Mo. Luoying frowned, but before she talked, Yi Mo waved in the air and a cultivation essence giant hand slapped the face of this disaster transformation state level 7. He was sent flying, and so was half of his face. Yi Mo's slap had another wave of cultivation essence that would turn the cultivator into a bloody mist when he landed before Mu Wuhui could warn this cultivator. The disaster transformation state level 7 slapped away, but before he landed, he was caught by another cultivation essence giant hand. This cultivation essence giant hand expelled the second wave of cultivation essence and put a pill in the disaster transformation state's mouth. The disaster transformation state level 7 was scared, soulless. How could he not know he offended a truth realization state cultivator? He quickly sat down to recover. The truth realization state then walked up to Yi Mo and sneered, "You're only truth realization state level 8. Do you think you're the strongest now? You're so cruel, wanting to kill as soon as you come to my Sea Corner City. I want to see how powerful you are." Then he casually glanced at Luoying and Jieyokui. There was a sliver of fire that others didn't see. But Yi Mo saw this, and his killing intent rose. He immediately knew that if he didn't come, Luoying and Jieyokui would be gone. This guy was only Truth Realization State Level 9, a bit far from Truth Realization State Peak Stage 2. Mu Wuhui, you brought these 3 in? The Truth Realization State glanced coldly at Mu Wuhui. Mu Wuhui immediately began to shake. He didn't expect Yi Mo to offend the Vice City Lord immediately. He said shakily, "Yes, Xiaman, and I saw them at the island, and this Qianbei told me to bring him here." Where is Xiaman? The Vice City Lord probably guessed that Xiaman was killed by Yi Mo, but he still asked. Mu Wuhui shivered. He didn't know if he said it that Yi Mo would be furious again. Before he made a decision, Yi Mo said coldly, "I killed him." The Truth Realization State Level 9 sneered and suddenly released a metal umbrella. He said to the 2 disaster transformation state behind him, "Take the 2 female cultivators back." The Truth Realization State Level 9 sneered and suddenly released a metal umbrella. He said to the 2 disaster transformation state behind him, "Take the 2 female cultivators back." Then, heavy explosions sounded from his metal umbrella. The black cloth on the umbrella surface turned into a huge dark net and disappeared. Then, the umbrella opened up, and nearly 1,000 white rays blinked. They shot out and divided into countless silver needles. The umbrella handle didn't attack. Clearly, he felt he didn't need to use it. Space began to condense as the truth realization state level 9 attacked. A black net that was almost 100 meters in diameter was above Yimo's head and sealed the space around Yimo. Under this situation, even if one could escape the terrifying silver rays, he would be caught by the black net. Even if he wasn't caught by the net, there was a black umbrella handle spear that was waiting to devour you. The 2 disaster transformation state saw the Vice City Lord had attacked and avoided the battle center charging at Luoying and Jia Yokui. Yimo sneered. While the silver rays were still dividing, he released Zissou. He didn't even look at where the beams were, he just hacked out a strike. A purple beam flashed, and the white beams were swept. Crack! The umbrella bones were shattered, and the silver rays disappeared. However, the purple ray didn't stop. It suddenly divided midair in half. Splurge! 2 blood rays flew. The 2 disaster transformation state cultivators turned to bloody mist, and even their essence spirits were melted by the purple ray. The Vice City Lord's face changed greatly. He didn't dare to hold back, and pierced out with the umbrella handle while the net loomed down quickly. Yimo's power was far beyond his expectation. Just 1 purple ray, and it destroyed his silver beam space, and even destroyed the umbrella bone. The umbrella handle pierced, bringing out a dark ray. At the same time, a huge explosion sounded in the center of the ray. Yimo reached out with his hand and actually grabbed at the center of the explosion. Meanwhile, Zissou didn't stop and hacked down again. The truth realization state level 9 rejoiced seeing that Yimo dared to grab his umbrella handle. Thud! The explosion was caught by Yimo's hand, while Zissou shredded the dark net. The truth realization state level 9 was completely dumbfounded. He didn't dare to believe his eyes. Someone could grab his umbrella bone explosion with his bare hand? Only now did he realize how great the difference between them were. He didn't even have the time to beg for mercy as he gritted his teeth and a red bow appeared in his hand. At the same time, a thick red arrow appeared on it. He spat many mouthfuls of blood, and the arrow shot out. It tore through the air, and a red arrow that was thicker than a bucket shot out, sealing the space nearby immediately. This was the first time Yimo showed a serious look. The cultivator's power was average, but this bow was very powerful. He put away Zissou and brought up his 2 hands. Space around him immediately began to slow down. Crack, crack. The truth realization state level 9 felt his domain crack, and the red arrow began to slow down. The truth realization state level 9 realized that Yimo didn't even try before, and he quickly called out in shock, "Friend, stop, I admit defeat." Yimo sneered and grabbed at the red arrow with his cultivation essence giant hand. The truth realization state level 9 immediately knew that Yimo was determined to kill him. He cursed and wanted to self-destruct, but soon he found he couldn't even do that. Yimo's domain was too powerful, and it was getting stronger too. "Friend, City Lord Feng has admitted defeat. Please stop." Another figure came over. Yimo didn't seem to hear it. Hollow immortal cultivation essence giant hand grabbed at the slowed arrow. Despite being confined by his domain, Yimo's cultivation essence giant hand still crippled when he grabbed this arrow. Without hesitation, Yimo grabbed with his hand and grabbed the arrow before punching out. Good arrow and good bow, but pity you're so weak you can't even draw the bow, and you want to use it to kill someone. A cultivation essence fist reached the truth realization state level 9's Dan Tian. This was the last words he heard in his life. Never had he thought he would be killed by a cultivation essence giant hand. Thud. Blood mist splashed out in the red bow and his storage ring fell into Yi Mo's hands. That figure who told Yi Mo to stop looked dazedly at the bloody mist and couldn't say anything for a long time. It had only been 2 seconds since he spoke, and in this time Yi Mo already killed the Truth Realization State Level 9 Vice City Lord. Yi Mo played around with the red bow and arrow, and felt it was no ordinary thing. After a long while, he slowly put it away. The cultivators around here were all scared to talk. The Vice City Lord was someone that no one even dared to speak loudly in front of. If he wanted anything, you would have to give it to him if he gave it an extra glance. If he liked any female cultivator, she would have to go sleep with him. Sea Corner City was a dead city. There was no hope of immortal ascension nor spirit chi for cultivation. Even women were limited in the city. If the woman was slightly good-looking, she wouldn't be able to escape the Vice City Lord or his men. If it was some other place, no one would be mesmerized by lust, but in this place, women were their only entertainment. Mu Wuhue was shaking. He rejoiced. He didn't offend this tough guy. From now on, this guy would be the number one here. You're the city lord? Yi Mo asked. This cultivator was also Truth Realization State Level 9. He had been watching on the side, and only came out when he was about to kill the Vice City Lord. The Truth Realization State Level 9 quickly saluted with his fists. Yes, I'm the City Lord here, Wang Jing. Did friend just come here? He sounded very polite, as though Yi Mo didn't kill the Vice City Lord just then, but was a new guest. But everyone knew Wang Jing was scared of Yi Mo. That's right, I just came to Corner Island and splat a few annoying flies. Yi Mo said calmly. Wang Jing smiled awkwardly. That's right, Feng Xian has been abusing low-level cultivators with his power and let his men abuse their authorities too. If it wasn't that there's nowhere to go, all the cultivators here would be gone. Yi Mo didn't show any expression, and so Wang Jing could only continue. Now that friend killed him, you've given the island some peace. Friend is now the city lord. I'm willing to hand over the position and be vice. What's your name, friend? Yi Mo knew what Wang Jing thought. He was scared that he wanted the city lord position and would kill him. But how could Yi Mo stay here and be city lord? He would rather tear open void and go into void, fisher, than stay here and die. Yi Mo knew what Wang Jing thought. He was scared that he wanted the city lord position and would kill him. But how could Yi Mo stay here and be city lord? He would rather tear open void and go into void, fisher, than stay here and die. Yi Mo stopped him. I'm Yi Mo. City Lord Wang, I won't stay here and be city lord. I just want to ask one thing. Has there been any clues of leaving here after all these years? Wang Jing smiled bitterly. Brother Yi, I don't know if the Qian Bais before me thought about going out, but I've tried many times, and each time I almost died to the corner soul weed, especially the dark weeds. Later on, I gradually gave up the thought. Each year, there would be many cultivators trying to leave here, but none of them came back. I don't know if they found a way out or died in here. There's no exit in Sea Corner. Yi Mo frowned. He didn't expect the city lord to have no clues after searching for all these years. Brother Yi, now that Feng Xian isn't here, his home is very luxurious. That place belongs to Brother Yi now, Wang Jing said. Yi Mo interrupted and said, no need. I have my own place, then you city lord Wang. Yi Mo didn't have any good impression of this Wang Jing. Plus there were many places to stay in the city. Then Yi Mo took Luo Ying and Jie Yokue to an empty ground and released a house-shaped magic artifact. Instantly, it turned into a mansion that was a few hundred meters squared area. It was a house cultivation artifact. All the cultivators were dazed. Even Jie Yokue looked at Yi Mo in a daze. Who would spend money to buy such a cultivation artifact? It was extreme-grade cultivation artifact. 2. Did he not have a place to spend spirit stones? Only Luo Ying knew that Yi Mo made this house cultivation artifact himself. There was everything inside. Yi Mo took the 2 inside. He didn't worry there would be danger outside. This was a space cultivation artifact, and he set up a level 9 defense formation. Even truth realization state cultivator wouldn't be able to break it quickly. Seeing the three go in, Wang Jing shook his head. This cultivator was too wealthy. Extreme grade cultivation artifact house, this was luxury amongst luxury. It was completely just for the looks. Only an idiot would spend large amounts of spirit stones on that. Brother, you have such good thing? My dad said extreme grade cultivation artifacts are very expensive. As though remembering, Yi Mo gave her an extreme grade cultivation artifact. She quickly took it out and gave it to Yi Mo. Brother Yi, you lent this to me. I don't need it now. Yi Mo pushed it back to her and said, I have a lot of these. You can keep it. This was the first time she had heard someone say he had a lot of extreme grade cultivation artifact. Even a top grade forgery grand master wouldn't have a lot of that. Luo Ying smiled. Yi Mo indeed has a lot of it. Just take it. Yi Mo was a top grade forgery grand master and got a lot of materials from Suo Anshan. His things were all top grade, and he also collected a lot of materials himself in the Void Fissure. In terms of materials and spirit herb, it was hard to find someone wealthier than Yi Mo. Hearing this, Jie Yokui accepted it. Brother, what do we do now? Jie Yokui was very happy getting an extreme grade cultivation artifact, but being trapped on this island was very depressing. Luo Ying wasn't worried at all. Her face was very calm. She believed Yi Mo would have a way out. Don't worry, Wang Jing was rubbed of his edges by time and just wants to live. But there are still many relentless cultivators here who would want to go out. Even if they find a way out, they wouldn't tell anyone. We just need to set up a sign saying that cultivators who want to go out and know some clues can collaborate with us. Yi Mo said. The island wasn't small, but the city wasn't big, so news spread quickly. In half a day, the news that a top-grade master who killed the vice city lord in less than 10 seconds spread out. Those cultivators who had enmity with Feng Xian rejoiced. News of them staying in an extreme-grade cultivation artifact house spread even faster. So when Yi Mo was searching for collaborators to leave here, news spread out to everyone. Wang Jing was constantly watching Yi Mo's news, and when he heard about this, he shook his head in contempt. Countless people had wanted to leave here in history, but who could do it? How many people were trapped in the sea corner who didn't want to come to the island? But which few lucky ones could come to the island? They were at the island now. They should be rejoicing, not finding a way out and killing yourself in the process. Don't worry about him. After a while, he would know there's no way out, and he would settle down and come back to the island. Wang Jing waved his hand to his men. Almost everyone was discussing about Yi Mo, that Yi Mo actually wants to collaborate with people to leave the island. Do you think there would be idiots to go join him? A few bored body condensation state cultivators were discussing in the market. An extremely tall man said in contempt, Would you go cooperate? Someone asked, Am I an idiot? Would I go do it when I know it leads to death? The tall male cultivator rebuked unhappily. Pity, one cultivator said. Pity what? Pity those two female cultivator, especially the yellow-robed one. It's definitely the prettiest female cultivator I've seen in my life. Would they be able to live if they go with Yi Mo? Do not want to live? Sure, Shiwu dared to pay 1,000 spirit stones to buy her, and he was almost slapped to death by Yi Qianbei. Feng Shi backed him up and was killed. City Lord Wang Jing killed Shi Xiwu in order to suck up to Yi Qianbei. How dare you discuss that female cultivator? Can you be quiet? No one would know here. Are you going to dob me in? Where did Shi go? He wouldn't dob me in, right? He's not that type of person, but it's possible he might be willing to collaborate with Yi Qianbei. In a simple room, a skinny black man and a square-faced, robust man sat opposite each other. The skinny black man was Shi. He couldn't sit anymore hearing that Yi Mo was looking for ways to leave the island. You're saying we should collaborate with that Yi Mo who just came, the square-faced man replied heavily. He was Xianxi's brother Xian. A few decades ago, they got caught in here chasing a spirit beast. Yes, brother, do you not want to go home? We're both body condensation state. If we waste more time here, he would die. Xian, she said. Xian, he shook his head. I've been wanting to find a way out. How do I not want to go home? If I don't want to leave, why do I go out every day searching for a way out? But that Yemo's too powerful and very decisive in killing. If we accidentally offend him, we would be dying here. Xian 11 immediately answered, Yi Qianbei is very powerful indeed, or he wouldn't kill Feng Xian so easily, but the stronger he is the better. It's our opportunity. Otherwise, even if we have some clues, we wouldn't be able to leave. Plus we're men, so what if we die? It's better than doing nothing and living here. Sister-in-law has been waiting for you for a few decades. Do you not miss her? Xian sighed, but we're only body condensation state, and he's a truth realization state Qianbei. What right do we have to cooperate with him? We have decades of experience of searching the sea corner, and some knowledge of getting out. If we don't grasp this chance, we won't ever get an opportunity. Xian, she said. Xian fell silent for a while, and suddenly got up, but we need watch for a while, and see what sort of person that Yi Qianbei is. At the border of the island, Yi Mo appeared here alone. He left Luo Ying and Jie Yokui back at the city. At the border of the island, Yi Mo appeared here alone. He left Luo Ying and Jie Yokui back at the city. This was a dead island, and Yi Mo believed no one would dare to do anything to them. Plus, he set up level 9 attack and defense formation. Without Luo Ying's permission, no one would be able to get close. There was very little corner soul weed. Near the border of the island, Yi Mo stood in the air and left the island. As he slowly entered places with more corner soul weed, he let out his spirit sense carefully. A black figure flew over, and Yi Mo sidestepped while hacking out with Zisu. Thud. The corner soul weed changed direction and completely disappeared. Meanwhile, another powerful force came smashing at Yi Mo. He moved to the side, almost being smashed by another black figure. Yi Mo was sweating. With such speed, even with his God-state body refinement, it was hard to say he wouldn't be injured. It seemed they were quite lucky to be able to find the island so quickly from the sea corner. Yi Mo set his mind and saw another black figure flying over. This time, he released Zisu and burst out his cultivation essence. Purple Ray hacked out rapidly and smashed into the bulk figure. Rumble. Yi Mo attacked with full power this time. The black figure paused, but before Yi Mo could rejoice, he saw the black figure suddenly explode into countless sparkles. Yi Mo dazed. Nice power. Yi Mo's spirit sense saw another figure and heard his voice. Seeing someone stay in here, Yi Mo rejoiced, but before he could say anything, that person said again, Friend, you can hack apart corner soul weed. You're very powerful. Ordinary people can't do this. Then, the person raised his thumb at Yi Mo. Yi Mo smiled. You're not bad, too, for being able to stay here for so long. This cultivator was truth realization state level 4. However, he shook his head. I'm different to you. I've stayed here for a few centuries. I know these corner soul weed all too well, both clear and dark weed. You hacked away corner soul weed just then, but you used the wrong method. That way induces concussion. Look at me. The truth realization state level 4 released a spear and pointed at a black figure coming at him. Yi Mo was shook. This truth realization state level 4 was so casual. With corner soul weed's toughness and speed, how could they be flicked away like that? But what shook Yi Mo was that the truth realization state level 4 pointed the spear on the corner soul weed, and it changed direction and flew off. You used a transfer technique? Yi Mo realized this man only changed the direction of the corner soul weed through redirection. The truth realization state level 4 nodded. Yes, This way you can dodge corner sole weed with extremely little cultivation essence, but it's impossible to catch them. You have to use another way. A black figure came. Yi Mo flung Zisu, and it quickly changed direction. After looking at it once, the truth realization state level 4 stared at Yi Mo in shock. Yi Mo smiled. Your move is nice. I'm Yi Mo. I just came here. The cultivator admired Yi Mo greatly and said without hesitation, I'm Gu Hezhou. I've been here for more than 200 years. You've been living in the sea corner? Why don't you go to the city? Yi Mo asked. Gu Hezhou nodded. Yes, but this isn't a dangerous part of the sea corner. It's at most the safest place in the sea corner. It's mostly clear weed. If you go to the most dangerous place, there would be dark weed everywhere. Even I wouldn't be able to survive for long. I have a place at the city, but I don't like that vice city lord, and I can't beat him, so I spend most of my time here catching corner sole weed. I would only go back when I need to go to the market. Yi Mo was going to say he killed Feng Xian, but hearing this he immediately asked, how do you catch corner sole weed? Gu Hezhou shook his head. It's very hard. I can occasionally can one and sell it to Sea Corner City. Each one can exchange for large sums of spirit stones. In the city, there really aren't many cultivators wealthier than me. Hee. Yi Mo suddenly asked, can you sell one to me? Yes, but the price is very high. I need 8,000 top-grade spirit stones for one. But I feel like you're a good person. I can give it to you for cheaper. 5,000 is enough, Gu Hezhou said. Yi Mo was dazed. This was a very high price. 8,000 top-grade spirit stones. He would sometimes reward city guards more than this. If you don't have enough spirit stones, you can owe me. You're more powerful than me, and much smarter than me. I believe you can catch more than me. Gu Hezhou added, seeing Yi Mo didn't talk. Then he casually took out a dark gray, and put it in Yi Mo's hand. Yi Mo looked at it. When he held it, there was a sense of comfort coming from the depth of his soul. Yi Mo didn't even cultivate and felt his essence spirit grow bigger, and his spirit sense grew a little too. They were not only very useful for spirit sense, but also stabilized soul and essence spirit / This is good. Yi Mo couldn't help saying. Gu Hezhou smiled. This is just the lowest grade corner sole weed. If you see higher level ones, you'll know what is truly good. As for those dark weed, they're very rare high-level product, but I've never caught one. You need to go to the depth of the sea corner, and I don't have that power currently. Hearing this, Yi Mo knew he had to grab a pile of corner sole weed before he left, or it would be a waste coming here. After a while, Yi Mo put it away and gave Gu Hezhou a storage ring. Thank you, you can have these spirit stones. If you have a better way of catching corner sole weed, teach me to. Gu Hezhou dazed, seeing Yi Mo gave him spirit stones with storage ring, but he quickly took it and said it's fine, it's quite boring catching corner sole weed here alone. Gu Hezhou's face was red with excitement, and he said his disbelief, this is too much, 1 million spirit stones. How can I use that much? However, Gu Hezhou wasn't keen on giving the storage ring back to Yi Mo. There was no resource nor spirit stones on THS Island. Corner sole weed was good, but it cultivated spirit sense. Spirit stones was the most valuable resource on the island. It was unsustainable resource. Yi Mo smiled and waved his hand. These spirit stones are useless to me. Take it. When I've collected enough corner sole weed, if you don't mind, then come find a way out with me. I trust there's a way out. Gu Hezhou thanked Yi Mo and was going to give more corner sole weed to Yi Mo. But Yi Mo rejected. He didn't need 1 or 2, he needed large sums. Seeing this, Gu Hezhou's impression of Yi Mo grew even better. He said, Brother Yi, it's definitely fine catching corner sole weed with your power here. But I suggest, Brother Yi, give up the thought of leaving here. Perhaps one day, if we reach truth realization state peak stage, we can leave through immortal ascension. Otherwise, this isn't a place people can leave with their own power. Yi Mo dazed. He thought Gu Hezhou would want to leave here, since he was catching corner sole weed for a few hundred years, but clearly he was rubbed of his edges by time. Yi Mo pitted this experienced person couldn't work with him, but he still respected Gu Hezhou's thoughts. Gu Hezhou felt embarrassed and took out a net-shaped magic artifact. This is the way I collect corner soul weed. I'll show you. Gu Hezhou released his net magic artifact and waited on the side. After a while, a black figure shot by rapidly. Gu Hezhou suddenly released his spear, and the black figure changed direction immediately. Gu Hezhou clearly couldn't control the direction, and it only brushed past the net. Gu Hezhou said in embarrassment, "These corner soul weed have different speed and power. It's hard to control, and my success rate isn't high. If I catch them with my net, I can follow them and slowly capture them." Gu Hezhou said in embarrassment, "These corner soul weed have different speed and power. It's hard to control, and my success rate isn't high. If I catch them with my net, I can follow them and slowly capture them." Yi Mo nodded. He realized Gu Hezhou's method. He would set the net and wait for corner soul weed to come. Then he would change direction and make it fall into his net. There was a fine golden strand in his hands, and it was like a fishing line. This way could catch corner soul weed, but it wasn't what Yi Mo wanted. He saluted with his fists to Gu Hezhou. "Thanks for your teaching, Brother Jiu. I'm going first." Gu Hezhou thought Yi Mo was going to see Corner City, and quickly said, "Brother Yi, if you want to go, you must not spill your spirit stones. Otherwise, that Vice City Lord Feng Xian won't let you go. This person is extremely shameless and lustful." Yi Mo smiled calmly. "Don't worry, I already killed that Feng Xian. I'm going. If we have time, we can catch up in the city." Then Yi Mo disappeared. He needed to catch corner soul weed, and clearly dark weed was more enticing to him. Just the lower level clear weed made him feel so good. Just how powerful should the dark weed be? "What? You killed Feng Xian?" Gu Hezhou asked in shock. Then he realized that Yi Mo had left already, and was more shocked as he found that Yi Mo was heading towards the depth of Sea Corner. Clearly, he wanted to hunt higher level corner soul weed, even dark weed. "Crazy, he's really crazy," Gu Hezhou murmured. He knew that Yi Mo quite possibly might never come back again. The dark weed was scary, but Yi Mo wasn't worried. He had the experience of dodging space chaos flow and space wind blades in the Truth Fall Palace. He just needed to set up a cultivation essence force field, and when unseen things enter it, the cultivation essence force field would change. But now, if Yi Mo expanded out his domain, he would be able to know when the dark weed came. However, there was also great danger as the dark weed was too fast. Even if he knew, he might not be able to dodge it. This was why other cultivators didn't dare to try. If you couldn't dodge it, you would be smashed to death. Multiple dark figures came. Yi Mo didn't dare to keep going in more. There was enough corner soul weed here. He used Gu Hezhou's way, Zisu spat sword ray, and easily changed the direction of those corner soul weed flying at him. However, domain was limited in use against corner soul weed. The divided sword ray each had some of Yi Mo's spirit sense and could accurately change the direction of the corner soul weed. If other people couldn't put spirit sense on their sword ray, they wouldn't be able to do this. Thud. A wave faster than clear weed charged into Yi Mo's domain. Before Yi Mo could even react, the power smashed into his chest. Yi Mo's cultivation essence rustled and almost spat blood. That power changed a direction after knocking him over and disappeared. Domain had a little use on the clear weed, but couldn't slow the dark weed at all. So, this is dark weed. So powerful. Yi Mo ate a pill and was shook. This was him. If it was some other person, that strike would either kill or heavily injure the person. Yi Mo calmed down and tried thinking of a better way. A day later, Yi Mo entered the Golden Page world to rest. After a day, he had some familiarity with the corner soul weed. He was attacked by dark weed a few times, but they didn't hit him. However, his spirit sense and cultivation essence was very exhausted. Yi Mo used that corner soul weed Gu Hezhou gave him to recover spirit sense. Yi Mo rejoiced to find that with his spirit sense being extremely fatigued, and he used corner soul weed to recover, and then used purple eye soul sever cultivation method, his spirit sense improved multiple times the speed normally. In a short time, his spirit sense fully recovered and grew stronger. The corner soul weed was very good indeed. He had impure soul nourishing well, and knew it wasn't as good as the corner soul weed. The spirit refining pearl was countless times better than corner soul weed, but it was slow to form the soul nourishing liquid. He would get at most 3 drops each year, and that was with adequate spirit chi. He hadn't used the pure soul nourishing liquid yet. He was planning to save up and use bottle by bottle. Yi Mo came out into the sea corner again. After another day, he used countless methods: domain, cultivation essence, giant hand, octagonal cauldron. None of them could truly stop a group of corner soul weed. They either escaped or was smashed apart. Eventually, even Yi Mo was planning to forge a net and use the stupid method of catching them. Gu Hezhou's method was stupid but useful. However, it was also dangerous. After catching the corner soul, you would be dragged by it for a while, and during this time, who knows if another corner soul weed would come attack you? Gu Hezhou knew it was a dangerous method, so he used it near the border of the island. A few more dark figures came, and a dark weed came too. Yi Mo's spirit sense could see it, but after a day he found some rules. Dark weed was very fast, and domain couldn't stop it, but if it came, there would be weak ripples in his domain. At this time, he would have to dodge, or he would be hit. Luckily, there weren't a lot of dark weed here. Yi Mo controlled purple sword rays to hack away the dark figures, and suddenly thought of a problem. If there were so many corner soul weed flying around, why does none of them collide into each other? The more Yi Mo thought, the more he was confused. He would have almost thought they were self-conscious if he didn't get a corner soul weed. The only possibility was that they could sense each other. Yi Mo thought of this, and when another black figure came, he used spirit sense blades and severed everything around it. Yi Mo was rejoiced to find that the corner soul weed actually slowed down and was tamely caught by Yi Mo. A perfect, good-looking corner soul weed laid peacefully on his hands. With how it nourished his essence spirit, Yi Mo immediately knew it was many times better than the one Gu Hezhou gave him. So this was it. Yi Mo held down the excitement in his heart. He should have long thought of using this method, but he only wasted a day. Then things were easy for Yi Mo. Yi Mo went into a frenzy of catching corner soul weed. When a power that his spirit sense could see entered his domain, Yi Mo knew it was another dark weed. Without hesitation, he used multiple spirit sense blades on it, and that force seemed to have lost its power and slowed down before landing on Yi Mo's hand. This was Yi Mo's first time seeing it. It was white like a snow flower and seemed very cute. It was much better for spirit sense than even the good quality clear weed. With this, Yi Mo no longer had the mood to collect clear weed. He charged into the depth with faster speed to collect dark weed. Luo Ying was still calm in the sea corner city, but Jie Yokui was worried again. She couldn't cultivate. She held Luo Ying's hand and asked worriedly Sister Susu, "Brother Yi had been out for 6 days. He's still not back. Would he be okay?" Luo Ying was still calm in the sea corner city, but Jie Yokui was worried again. She couldn't cultivate. She held Luo Ying's hand and asked worriedly Sister Susu, "Brother Yi had been out for 6 days. He's still not back. Would he be okay?" Luo Ying smiled. "Don't worry. Just cultivate. He will definitely come back in these few days." "Okay, then." Jie Yokui nodded. Before, no one dared to go around where they were, but these 2 days there were more and more cultivators there. There were even some cauldron-filling state cultivators looking over. City Lord, that Yi Mo had been out for 6 days. Theoretically, he should have died at the sea corner right. There Are many cultivators spinning around those two girls? Should we take a disaster transformation state cultivator reported to Wang Jing. Idiot, Wang Jing reproached, seeing that his subordinate didn't understand. Wang Jing said coldly, you can be certain that he's dead with just 6 days? Gu Hezhou stays there catching corner sole weed for a century. Did he die? He's at the border of the island, the disaster transformation state explained, but seeing a more contemptuous look from the city lord. He knew that since Gu Hezhou was at the border, who knows if EMO would go deep? Just when the disaster transformation state cultivator was about to go, another cauldron-filling state came and reported city lord Jiu Hezhou came back to the city. He didn't leave immediately and doesn't seem to intend to. He brought back a news, too, that EMO learned of the benefits of the corner sole weed and went into the depth of the sea corner to hunt corner sole weed. What? Gu Hezhou said. EMO went to the depth of the sea corner. Wang Jing couldn't help getting up. Yes, Gu Hezhou said this indeed. He said went to the depth of the sea corner, and he couldn't stop him. The cultivator quickly replied. The disaster transformation state seemed to want to change the city lord's impression of him, and quickly said, City lord, now that EMO isn't here, Wang Jing waved his hand. You've reached disaster transformation state. Can you use your brain to think? We don't know if EMO is dead or not, but so what if he's dead? So what if we let the 2 female cultivators stay for a decade or so? But there are some cultivators walking around their residence. I'm scared someone else would take them first, the disaster transformation state said. Wang Jing was speechless at this disaster transformation state. If this guy wasn't so loyal to him, he would have kicked him away already. You two go out, don't bother me with such small things, Wang Jing said. The disaster transformation state came out and looked at the cauldron-filling state in confusion. City lord doesn't seem to worry at all. Sigh, there are so many cultivators walking around there. Cauldron-filling state shook his head. Manager 1, you think too much. If anyone dares to touch those 2 female cultivator, city lord would kick those cultivators away and then protect the 2. He can even bring them back to the city lord estate to protect them. Disaster transformation state dazed. He finally realized that the city lord wasn't afraid there would be cultivators trying to take them. He was scared there wouldn't be FCTS trying to touch them. If there were, the city lord could rightfully protect them. Even if EMO's not dead, he would only thank the city lord after coming. Gu Hezhou only told about EMO after other people asked it break through. After he said it, he realized that EMO left 2 extremely pretty girls here. This made him regret immediately. Seeing so many cultivators walking around their place, he immediately knew his words weren't good for them. Gu Hezhou had a great impression of EMO. EMO was generous and very powerful. If EMO didn't go to the depth of the sea corner impulsively, he believed he would become very good friends with EMO. But now, because he leaked the potential death of EMO, this caused so many cultivators to be watching those 2 female cultivator. He wanted to protect them, but he knew that he couldn't. His power was good, but he wasn't the strongest here. City Lord was Truth Realization State Level 9. There were 2 Truth Realization State Level 7, and 6 from Truth Realization State Level 4 to Level 6. At this moment, Gu Hezhou heard a yell from the extreme grade cultivation artifact, home, move away. If you step in within 100 meters, don't blame me then. Seeing the female cultivator, he finally realized why so many cultivators were coming over. The most precious thing here wasn't corner sole weed, but women. This pale, yellow-dressed female cultivator would be first-grade beauty even in Luo, Continent, much less here. The female cultivator next to her was also extremely beautiful. It was a disaster transformation state Level 2 walking here. He, of course, heard the news of EMO too. If he attacked too late, such a woman would belong to someone else. Since that EMO was dead, he should move quickly. By then, even if a more powerful person wants her, he would have enjoyed her enough and could use her to bargain. Don't be in a rush to attack. This is the Sea Corner City. I didn't go in your house. Am I not allowed to walk on the road nearby here? The Disaster Transformation State Level 2 just said this and saw the yellow-robed female cultivator throw down a formation flag. He dazed, and before he could react, his surroundings changed. He couldn't see the female cultivator nor the cultivation home anymore. It was just a white-gray mist around him. Not good. He was in formation. The cultivator realized, and then countless sword rays loomed over him. Level 9 attack formation, one that was set up by Yi-Mo. It was impracticable for a disaster transformation state level 2 to escape. In that short time, the disaster transformation state level 2 was turned to a bloody mist in the attack formation. Seeing this, all the other cultivators retreated in fear. Finally, they realized why Yi-Mo could leave. This was a level 9 peak formation. If someone controlled it, even ordinary truth realization state cultivators would be killed, much less disaster transformation state cultivators. Gu Hezhou breathed easy. It seemed Yi-Mo was no ordinary person to leave such a powerful attack formation behind. He quietly went back to his place. With so many spirit stones he could cultivate now. After that, no truth realization state cultivator came. Everyone knew that it wasn't that they weren't attractive enough, but the truth realization state cultivators weren't in a rush. They could wait. They had been living on here for a few hundred to few thousand years. Of course, what made them wait was Yi-Mo's dominance. Yi-Mo came and killed Feng Xian and his clonies immediately. Ordinary truth realization state cultivators weren't enough to take one punch from Yi-Mo. Yi-Mo sighed. He felt he collected enough corner soul weed. In this past 10 days, he had been going to places with dense clusters of corner soul weed. At the beginning, he collected corner soul weed one by one, but later on, when he got familiar with things, he could collect more than 10 at once. Even the dark weed that other people couldn't see with spirit sense, his spirit sense could sense them now. Seeing the two large piles of clear and dark weed, Yi-Mo knew it was time for him to go back. He could stay here to keep collecting corner soul weed, but he felt it wasn't good to stay in Sea Corner for too long. There was countless corner soul weed, and Yi-Mo decisively stopped collecting more. He felt he collected enough. He turned and left the depth of the sea corner without hesitation. There was countless corner soul weed, and Yi-Mo decisively stopped collecting more. He felt he collected enough. He turned and left the depth of the sea corner without hesitation. Before, he was really careful and was still hit by corner soul weed a few times, but now with his speed, he was completely fine. This further made Yi-Mo realize the importance of spirit sense cultivation method. He had decided to find a complete spirit sense cultivation method to cultivate no matter what. His spirit sense cultivation method was completely learned from the three-eyed purple frog. It was incomplete and not very high level. If there was an extremely high-level spirit sense cultivation method, Yi-Mo was certain he would be much better off in here, but there were two little people who knew spirit sense cultivation method. He had seen a few spirit sense attack cultivation artifact, but no one with spirit sense cultivation method. The only person worth doubting with that Zhou Qian. He was completely unaffected by the 12-pill king steps. Just when Yi-Mo came back to the island, he saw a cultivator lurking at the border. Seeing Yi-Mo, T-Hat cultivator immediately jumped up and came to Yi-Mo. This was a cauldron-filling state level 3 female cultivator. She was extremely ugly. There were cuts all over her face. They had formed scabs and left worm-like lines all across her face. Even her hands and neck were covered in such wounds. Yi-Mo looked at this and sighed. How could he not know this woman did this to herself? Even though her wounds could be healed with pills, she left them. Wan Bei Jin Qianqing greet Yi Qian Bei. The female cultivator bowed. Respectfully, you stayed here waiting for me? Yi-Mo asked. Yes, Wan Bei is indeed waiting for Qian Bei here. Please punish me, Qian Bei. Jin Qianqing didn't seem scared at all. Yi-Mo nodded. Why are you waiting for me? Speak. Wan Bei dares to ask to collaborate with Qian Bei, Jin Qianqing said. Hearing this, how could he not know what she meant? She was only cauldron-filling state level 3 and wasn't too old. She probably at most spent around 10 years. If it was someone like Gu Hezhou wanting to collaborate with him, he would be overjoyed, but a new cultivator like Jin Qianqing didn't interest him at all. If she was older, perhaps he would be happier, as that would mean she knew more about the sea corner. Jin Qianqing probably realized what Yemo thought, but she didn't seem scared at all, and said Qian Bei wants the way out of here, not how long one is being staying at this island for. Some people stayed there for a few thousand years and never thought of leaving. Qian Bei just came here for 2 weeks and wants to leave. She looked calmly at Yemo and continued, I believe Yi Qian Bei know what Wan Bei means. If it's a cultivator who doesn't want to leave, even if he stays here for 10,000 years, he isn't someone Qian Bei wants to collaborate with. That's right. Yemo nodded. Tell me about your way. If you have some good way, I can collaborate with you. He was shook with this Jin Qianqing's acute mind. He had only seen such insight of Jing Li. He met such a smart woman again. Like Jing Li, they were both observative and ugly. Jin Qianqing said the sea corner is actually an immortal formation and a high-level one. How do you know? Yemo asked in shock. Because my ancestor is an immortal formation master, a level 5 immortal formation great master, Jin Qianqing said. Yemo didn't answer. He would definitely not believe a level 5 immortal formation great master would appear in the cultivation realm. Chu Jiu was that powerful, but he was probably at most a level 1 immortal formation master. There was no immortal crystals. How could there be level 5 immortal formation great master? Jin Qianqing continued, there's no way there would be a level 5 immortal formation great master in the cultivation realm. My ancestor is an immortal. Although he was only a golden immortal, his formation skills are very high. He was forced to the cultivation realm to set up formation and seal. My ancestor knew he would be killed as soon as he was done with the formation. So when he set up the formation, he said there was limitations by the cultivation realm, and he couldn't set up high-level formations. The person forcing my ancestor was powerful, but his formation skills weren't as good as my ancestor. He was too powerful and couldn't come to the cultivation realm, so he could only leave everything to my ancestor. Thus, my ancestor left loopholes everywhere on the formation. That person was only leaving something in the cultivation realm and could only come down after 10,000 years. He didn't know what my ancestor did. My ancestor secretly set up an escape spirit formation after setting up that huge formation. Hearing this, Yemo thought of that Lu Jingquan and those seal flags. If an immortal formation master wanted to hide them, he couldn't do it? Was this done by this Jin Qianqing's ancestor? What's your ancestor's name? Is he still here? Yemo suddenly asked. Jin Qianqing looked at Yemo in confusion. Why did Yemo suddenly ask for her ancestor's name? This had nothing to do with going out. But she still answered, my ancestor's name is Jin Jinlin. He's no longer here. It was just a hollow immortal who killed him. But that hollow immortal didn't expect my ancestor to have set up escape spirit formation already and escaped with part of his essence spirit. When my ancestor got home, he knew he wouldn't be able to stay for long. So he resisted the disperse of his essence spirit and spent a month to leave behind multiple jade slips. What did he leave behind? Yemo suddenly asked. Jin Qianqing frowned and said after a long while, that's my Jin family's belonging. I want to collaborate with Qian Bei because I'm a level 7 formation grandmaster, so I can understand part of this immortal formation, but my power is limited and I can't leave here alone. Yemo knew that she meant she got the teachings of her ancestors' immortal formation knowledge, and thus knows some things about the sea corner. They could collaborate and go out, but the jade slips were her personal things. But Yemo wanted the jade slip her ancestor left behind. no matter how powerful his three-birth chant. Without the model for immortal formation, he wouldn't be able to imagine the ways to set up immortal formation. If he saw the real means of setting up immortal formation, he would be able to use three-birth chant to create it. Yi Mo knew these things were extremely precious to Jin Qianqing, and she definitely wouldn't tell him this if it could be avoided. If she met a cruel cultivator, he would definitely kill her and take things. Seeing Yi Mo not talk, Jin Qianqing was also nervous. In here, she could only collaborate with Yi Mo. She had seen through the truth realization state cultivators here. If she revealed her secret, she would be killed. She came to Yi Mo because she could tell Luo Ying loved Yi Mo extremely. She warned the disaster transformation state level 2 before activating the attack formation. If Yi Mo was a cruel person, he wouldn't get the bone-etched love of such a woman. You're tuning into the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.